What up? It's Friday. I'm in the fish room. Everybody else is live. I'm sure somebody else is live. I'm not going to get a lot of people here. That's not what it's about. So let's wait for a few people to come in. We'll see what happens. Shall we? I'll sit here and look stupid for a few minutes, entertain you while being, ridiculous. So turn that on. Turn these guys on. That way we get a little bit of likeness, please. Hey, welcome, Sweet Acres. How are you? What up, Jesse? Welcome. What up? We're going to talk about a few things, but it's going to be after some people are here. Evening, everyone. Sitting here naked. Well, congratulations. What's up, Mystic Pets? Welcome. Going to let people pour in. We're going to talk about a few things. We are going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how fat I am. We're not talking about that. I don't care. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Oh, yeah. That Instagram chat is dangerous, let me tell you. Thank you. I'm a Johnny Cash fan. So let's see if we can do some things here. Guys, some things are going to change for me. But some things are definitely going to change. So this will probably be the last live stream that I do from StreamYard. StreamYard jacked their price up, ridiculously. Like, it went from a cheap kind of plan to now they want like $45 a month to stream. I can go over to YouTube and stream vertically for free. There's other ones out there like Restream. I tried Restream. Didn't care for it too much. It's not that it's difficult. It's just not what I want. What's up, Scuba Steve-O? It's my nephew, Scuba Steve-O. So I'm going to join the dark side. So my new streams will be on Sunday still. Still going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to stream from Rumble to YouTube for the first hour. And then, the second hour will be only on Rumble. It will be uncensored. I can say what I want, do what I want, and not have to worry about YouTube censoring me or telling me to kick rocks. I don't like the fact that you take a platform that I'm used to using, like StreamYard, and you jack the price up through the roof. I don't like that. Not all of us are rich. Not all of us have money falling out our behinds. You guys, let's take a moment. I got to thank Garcia. Garcia, thank you for 4 months of membership, sir. I appreciate you more than you know. Thanks for the phone call today, checking on me. And for everybody that's checked on me, thank you. I appreciate that. Many of you guys don't know I have walking pneumonia. I've had since last week. I'm getting on the better side of it. Still kind of kicking my ass. You'll hear me cough. But there's that. It's just things are changing. This hobby's changing. This place is so saturated with us content creators that we are now forced to, do things different. You have companies like StreamYard that are, trying to take money from our pockets that we're trying to earn doing this. And, it's a big gouge that I think a lot of us can't take. But it is what it is. And as far as the this goes right here, Mystic Bets, I have to be cleared before January the 6th, or they will not do my surgery. I will be screwed. Not looking forward to that. That part ain't gonna fly. Apologize, I had to check on something. Uno momento, por favor. But with that being said, I have to worry about my financial situation. I have to worry about a lot of different things. I don't feel that what they're offering, what they offer for the price they're giving is worth it. I don't think it. I can do everything that they do on there, on Rumble, and I can do it for $10. Honestly, if you've ever streamed off of Rumble, it's honestly an easy platform to stream. Me and Tommy stream off of it every Wednesday. It is what it is. It's not necessarily penicillin I need. I am currently on 1,000 milligrams of antibiotic a day for, actually, I'll be on them to the end of this month. So I'll be okay. But yeah, tomorrow I got a thing going on. I'm going to meet another YouTuber. We are going to do a fish swap. That ought to be fun. We're just going to get down and do our thing. Better not be what I think I see over there. That's what happens when I come down here. All right, cool. Let's see. We've got Garcia over here in the chat telling Jesse he doesn't like a 55-gallon tank. You know what? I like the 55-gallon tank. I do. I ain't gonna lie. It's a decent footprint for a fish tank. For your first big tank. But I'm a 75-gallon guy for sure. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 75-gallon tanks. So I've got 75s. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 55s. So my brother from another alien mother. Jesse, I have walking pneumonia. I've had it since last week. I've been MIA on a lot of things. I worked 3 days last week with a fever. I woke up Monday morning coughing to the point to where I had blood coming out of my mouth. Doing good now, though. Better than I was Monday. Let's put it that. There you go. See? But that's neither here nor there. We have new babies in this tank. The babies that were in this tank got moved to a tank over here, so gone. I'm just talking about moving this along. I want to do something. I want to make things better for me. I want to make things easier for me. I want to be able to stream. I want to be able to do it without spending an arm and a leg. That's my thing. But it is what it is. So, let's talk about YouTube in general. It seems like you have to have a lot of different things going on to make yourself, relevant. And one of those things to be relevant is, awkward angles of your wife's rear end or some hot chick, that'll get you a lot of views. But if you're doing it just straight out the way we're doing it, some of us anyway, it's not working. So I'm going to try to change things up and do it my way. I am going to go back to old school Jimbo. I'm going to go back to living breathing, and doing shit my way. Oh, look at that. I made it 10 minutes without saying a cuss word. Damn. Appreciate you still being here, Big. I think I have. Oh, I lost a baby. Damn. I think I need to test the tank. I lost a fish. What do I do? Do I scrap the whole tank and start over? No. I expect to lose a few because I did move them all to a tank at one time. I probably moved about 40 of them to a 55-gallon tank. The 55-gallon tank had a canister filter from another tank that's on it, already cycled, been running for 6 or 8 months. I took some of the rocks and other decorations from another tank and put in here. So here we are. I got my first piece of advice right here. It is yes. Scrap the entire tank. I don't know what I'm doing. I've lost 2 babies out of 40. I think I'm okay. Or 50. Hey, what's going on, Jose? Welcome. That's another misconception in this hobby is people automatically you lose a fish, okay? So say you've had this tank up and running for a while, like the tank behind me. Now, if I came down here and I found any of these fish dead, what's the first thing you think everybody's going to scream? Oh my God, you need to test the tank. Something happened in the tank. Nothing happened in the tank. These fish are old. All of them are old. The only 2 in here that are not old are that big ass Severum and that big ass Severum. I grew them from that big. They've been here a little over a year and a half. So those guys are fine. But the minute you hear something like that, anybody's first response, oh, let's snap the tank. Sorry, but it's saying some shit I don't like. You guys are beautiful. You know that? I love my electric blue car. Anyway. But yeah. And then another thing I get on this. Everybody thinks this tank is small because I'm sitting close to it. All right. Looking at that tank, what size tank? If you don't know what it is, what size tank do you think it is? Seriously, what size tank do you think that is if I didn't tell you? Hey, you know what? He might want a piece of you, bro. He might. You would say a 120. You'd say a 125. Well, if you look at that tank there, and then you look at that little guy next to it, that's a 125. That's a 240. It is a 240 gallon. What's going on, Patty's? Aquatics, welcome. We got it. You can just throw numbers out your butt. We got a 33 and a half, 500 gallon, 75, 24. We all know it's a 240. 24 gallons, small, very small. I mean, look at that. What size tank do you think that is? All right, I'll help you out. All right, you ready? Ta-da. The angle is deceiving. Hey, what's going on? Welcome. First time I've seen that name here. It is 6 foot long, 30 inches tall, 24 inches deep. By tank volume inside, it is a 227 gallon tank. By the outside, it's a 240. It is what it is. I wish it was bigger. So she said. But yeah, I thought my 125s were a big tank, and then I brought this one here. My night's going well. How about yours? You hunting any ghosts, or you doing something like really cool? The angle of the dingle is not necessarily the heat of the meat, but it's proportion to the mass of Jesus Christ. Fair enough. Still in lurk mode. You're allowed to be in lurk mode. We were guessing the size of the tank behind me, Tommy. But yeah, I'm gonna move it over to Rumble. We're gonna go from Rumble. I will be going from up there, up and down, up and down. I don't know if Michael's Ghost Hunting does have a page. Let's find out, shall we? It's gonna be full of surprises tonight. I love the new faces when I see new people here. Makes it awesome for me. Step inside the world of the spirit realm with me. Nice. 3 subscribers. 1 video. Might have to check that out. Yeah. Welcome, Mrs. Happy Place. She said, "Hey, yo." Jim, you know that makes, yeah, you do make stuff awkward from time to time. Not you. Flatbed. I lost 2. I got 1 right there, and I got 1 stuck to the filter. I gotta get them out of there.
Oh, I see.
All right, Jesse, come on down. My 2 biggest tanks right now is my 200 gallon and a 75 gallon. 200 gallons is a nice sized tank.
Oh, Chrissy's on there.
Oh yeah, he's a monster. He said, "No, Mono, put your hand up here. You'll scare me."
Or you jealous of my French fried onions.
He might be. Might be. Jesse, I think my Oscar can take you. I really do. He is he's a tough hombre. He grew up on the streets. Why? Because I said he's a tough hombre and grew up on the streets? He is. He is efficient in fish kwando. I think all this made my old lady choke on her French fried onion peels over here. That was funny. You ever do like a half cough while you're mid swallow? Yeah. Great. Is it okay to put a fancy guppy in a 300 gallon tank? Sure.
You ever want to see it again?
You ever want to see it again, though? That is a good point. That guppy is going to disappear. Welcome, June.
How you doing?
She is the one who requested a live stream. I guess she was bored and wanted to hang out with me.
Ah.
At least somebody wants to hang out with me.
Get a better hobby.
Oh. You heard it straight from the wife. Get a better hobby. Where's the llama?
I'll find it.
Oh, goody. She went to a swipe and sip.
Stupid.
She said it was stupid.
I don't girl things.
She doesn't do girl things, she said.
They didn't have any beer.
Have me beer.
What the hell?
The hubby woke up. Well, You just want one fancy guppy. I think she's getting like a 500-gallon tank for that fancy guppy. Mystic Pet says hi.
Hey,
She called you Becky.
that's me.
Ah. So, you know, like I said, you got to expect to lose a few of those. They don't just, stay there and not go anywhere. You definitely lose fish when you're growing them from fry out. Which is a good thing because I have more right here and more upstairs.
No.
More on the rock. Wouldn't surprise me. Sorry.
All right, I'll eat French fried onions.
You like French fried taters?
Diet.
I don't think so.
Fucking real. So,
I haven't looked. He got his ass whooped is what happened.
but let's go.
I don't know if the pleco kicked his butt. I think it was one of the other fish, or he swam into something and broke himself. Ooh, it was not a co-snark. Which one you looking sideways at? Noisy? Oh yeah, it's in a bigger tank. In a bigger tank, it's a warmer tank. It's a, you know what makes me think it's a female? Its hump doesn't have a hump on its head as big as it should. Females don't have the bigger humps in the Midas cichlid. It's definitely an asshole, but it doesn't have a bigger hump. That 240.
Trying to attack me.
I told you. It's not a pea puffer. It's an Amazon puffer. Yes.
Well, I think that piece of shit.
Yeah.
No, they're trying to attack me.
I told
I
you.
was scared.
I told you. He's got teeth too. He got sharp little teeth. Uh-huh. He's the reigning, defending, undisputed champion of his tank. You're welcome. It is a little warm. If you don't miss a step, Tommy, you beat the system. 240 looks very deceiving. It is very deceiving because I'm sitting close to the camera. Like the camera is arm length right there, arm length away. Okay, and from me to the tank is 3 feet. I think Michael may or may not have taken off, but I appreciate him being here. A lot of people say that looks like a 75. I do like Siberian Huskies. I just don't. I'm not active enough to have one. I'm not active enough to own a Siberian Husky. However, I got my pit bull, so I'll deal with that. In the very near future, I will. I'm working on some things. Right at the moment, I have a bunch of Severums. I have a bunch of electric blue Acara. Not to be confused with the Cara. It's coming in the future. I have a bunch of African cichlids. So I do have some. I have some, but they have not bred yet. When that happens, I will definitely be selling those as well. Yellow Labdichromis. Electric yellow Labdichromis is what I have. And I also have white Labdichromis. Got a bunch of fish. Got more fish than I need. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 tanks on this side of the room. and 13 on the other side of the room. I have 10 in my breezeway. I have 3 in my dining room, 3 in my living room, 3 in my front room, and more to set up. They are beautiful fish, I agree. Yeah, I seen it, Berto. Mystic Pets tagged me in it a couple days ago. I could go get it. I'm sure Rich would give it to me, but that ain't happening. That's where that tank came from, by the way. The 240 came from OFR, along with that big beautiful bastard and that beautiful bastard. They came from Ohio Fish Rescue. I'm just looking at my fish. Every now and then you got to take a peek at them. I know Jesse was looking at my Oscar earlier, talking about he wanted to fight it. So, bro, that's a damn good reason to be preoccupied. I'm not even gonna lie. That's a better reason to be preoccupied than this. Yes, I've seen the big metal tanks they just installed. I don't, have they installed them yet, or they get them? Just got them in. I know they were setting them up. They were in the actual part of their fish, whatever, inside the fish part of the rescue, and they were cleaning them up, prepping them, and painting them. But I don't know if they got them set up completely because they don't have windows. They don't have glass in them yet. So not the only one who thought of you. Yeah, I was right. They were just coating them up. I don't see how that's going to work. I mean, I understand they're doing, they're sealing them and everything, but they're metal. That paint's not going to last forever. That shit's going to rust. Next, you know what happens in Ohio? If it rains or snows and it gets salt anywhere near that building, it's coming inside. And it's going to get to that metal and corrode it. But that's just my opinion. Just my opinion. You know what they say about opinions? Like buttholes, everybody's got one. Coated with expensive shit that does last. It might last, might not. Rubberized paint. If it was me, I would coat the 8 coats of I would do fiberglass and then do it in, yeah. Yeah. Me and you in Cleveland. Well, I'm in Cleveland pretty much all the time. I live a few minutes away from it. I think a lot of us guys have a problem with depth perception. Things always look bigger than they are. You ain't going to tell me that 4 inches ain't 6. Just say it. Just saying. Oh. That's 6 inches. 6 inches is a lot. He said, "Don't piss down my neck and tell me it's rain." Oh, shit. It didn't even fiberglass the seams. I don't understand why you would have a tank made of metal. That's the first thing. It's kind of making me wonder. And I know those weren't cheap to make, because steel isn't cheap. It'd be cheaper to make that shit out of wood than it would be, metal. Silver Creek. Silver Creek's wildlife no longer exists. Well, he was taken up in the mothership, and you got Resident Alien instead. OFR are experienced fish feeders. I'm sure they know what they are doing. Oh, that's funny. So I may or may not have an announcement here in a second. I'm just waiting if confirmation that I can say something. If I can, you guys are going to hear some really exciting news. Exciting for everybody. It's what happens when you get probed 37 times a day, 38 on Fridays. Hey, man, everybody's got to get in there somehow. I am not sending you my 240. All right, guys. Everybody knows my buddy Josh over at New Bern Aquatics. New Bern Aquatics welcomed in a happy, healthy baby girl. I'm happy to report she is beautiful. So if you guys are subscribed to Josh over at New Bern or follow him on Instagram, let him know. Tell him you heard it here. His baby girl Chandler was born. It's awesome. Just told the world. You're gonna make me search for Josh. Fucker's got a hard channel to find too. No, he did it all underscore. Little bastard. Little bastard. Fucker, come here. Somebody probably already dropped the link. Very cool. How did he make that baby? Well, see, Jesse, when two people love each other, they enter what is known as the boom boom room. And Bob's your uncle. The rest is history. They entered the boom boom room. Beautiful baby girl. I'll be okay if he gives his daughter my name as her middle name. I won't hate. Oh, man. He is excited. I told him it's going to be wild because he's going to have something that he he hasn't had for very long, but he loves more than anything in the world, and he always will. Welcome to Aqua Escapes. All right, I'm going to drop this link. Who wants to come up here? Don't be scared. Don't be shy. Friday night. Let's shoot the shit and talk about fish and how bad some of these things suck. I wouldn't know. I'm not a dad. I don't have a baby boy or a baby girl. I have to live, through everybody else who has kids. Well, congratulations for balling music. I don't know. Yeah. Would have been nice to be it would have been nice to be a dad. I ain't gonna lie, but it just ain't in the cards for me, and I'm okay with that. I have nephews, but I really care less. You're hardly ever around. Pete John said, "Thank you, everybody, for the love." Make me do this. My camera won't focus on it. But there she is. Actually, hold on. That might be. No. Jesse, I am 43. I'm 43, Jesse. I think that's the right password. Passed it. Yeah, fucker, I'm signing into my own shit. I got the password. I'm going to find this picture so I can show you guys. Presets, file share, Windows. And there she is, little baby Newburn. So we'll leave her there for a moment. What's up, M&C Aquatics? Welcome. 43 in March. I will be 44 in October. This thing thinks she's 46. My Fish Tank Aquatics, welcome. Mark Pyle, welcome. Lurkin, thank you, sir. Born in 82. 24 and 89. Holy shit. That was 8 62, no grandkids. M&C Aquatics got 3 grand and 1 great grand. Congratulations. Jesse, you're still a young man. Hang on. Yeah, hang on to it, bro. Oh, it's all downhill from 43. I promise you. My buddy Josh's kid. What's up, Noisy? This guy's been MIA for a while. He's either really busy or he just doesn't like us anymore. Nah, bro, it's kind of quiet in here. I will tell him you said congratulations. It's awesome. So we'll stop sharing a little baby now. Hey, man. Got to make time for everybody. I think we made Josh a little teary-eyed. Well, get at it, shorty. Get at it, shouty. Oh, man. You know, I got a video I was going to do today. I was going to drop today. I just didn't have time. Not going to lie, I didn't feel like it. You get in that slump where you want to do it, but you're like, forget it. I'm good. But yeah, Noisy, in case you didn't hear, my live streams will be changing soon on Sunday, but the first hour of it will be on YouTube. And then the second hour will be on Rumble only. Sorry, guys. It's time for me to worry about me. And if you guys love me enough, you'll follow me. If not, I understand, and I still love you anyway. I need to shave this beard. I'm looking rather rough. I'm looking like the Temu version of Kenny Rogers minus the hair. I'll have to figure it out. Jose, that is New Bern Aquatics, or Josh. The gentleman we posted the link in there earlier a few minutes ago. See if I can find it. Me and Tommy just posted it. This guy. I will figure it out. I'm pretty sure you can from Rumble. I'm going to figure it out one way or another. We're going to figure it out the hard way. If I have to stop it, I will. Where the hell is my fish there? My Oscar tank, 83 degrees. The first hour of my live stream on Sundays, Tanya, will be YouTube for the first hour, and then the second hour will be on Rumble only. Bro, epic idea. I can do it from one platform with one camera and stream to both. I have watched a certain bookshelf builder do it for many years. Stream to multiple platforms and then drop it off. you can watch it from Rumble because I'm going to be on Rumble. It's going to stream on both. All 2 hours of it's going to be on Rumble, but the first hour of it's going to be on YouTube home for YouTube. And then we're going to jump over. That kid is so happy. It will be on Rumble the whole time, but only for 1 hour, which is the first hour on YouTube. Life Lessons Crew. Got an idea who that is. Might be thinking of somebody else. Name on Rumble, Happy Place Aquatics. It's Melvin. That's who I thought it was. What's up, Melvin? Welcome. That's what I'm going for. You know, on here I have to go like the first half hour before I can say fuck or shit. On there I don't have to. Yeah, you know, I'm just trying to do things different. You know, I'm tired of being censored. I'm tired of feeling like I have to dumb myself down and not be me to be here. You know, I have told everybody that's ever followed me, okay? When I am not on YouTube, my mouth is followed. And anybody that follows us over on Rumble knows for 100% certainty. They know that. But here I have to be, you know, kind of PG. 25 degrees in New York today. Feeling today. We were pretty cold. I was banned on Rumble and been trying to figure out once I do, I'll pop over. I'm already banned on Rumble. The only way I think you can get banned on Rumble is if you're like butt naked running across the street screaming some really bad obscenities. The only way you got banned on Rumble is if something happened or you got flagged for inappropriate content. No. Not going to happen. That's still a no. It would be a no in 20 minutes, and it'd be a no tomorrow. 22 here in North Dakota. So you mean to tell me it's colder here than it is in North Dakota? I don't believe that. That's possible. Somebody may have got upset with you. Just no. You know, I'm a mechanic. I'm a construction worker. I was a construction worker before I was a mechanic and a construction worker. I did construction for a job, mechanical as like, you know, my hobby. Now you followed as soon as I get enough going over there. I'm planning on going full time. Yeah, I'm thinking about it as well. Look, me and Resident Alien over there have been doing a podcast on Rumble for a couple of months now. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's fun. We enjoy doing it together. We talk about interesting stuff that we can't talk about here. We can't talk about politics here. We can't talk about religion. You can, but everybody else is going to be, no, it's just not happening. So I'm going to go and we're going to do things the way I want to do it. Tommy, I may have to contact you for the info to get back into this. I don't remember the sign-in info. Oh, never mind. I saved it. Give me a second here. Bastard. I don't have anything over here yet. Let's see. How in the hell do I? Oh, fuck me, fuck you. How in the actual shit do I follow this? Where do I find my wonderful little stupid icon to where I can send it over to where you guys can follow? Oh, let's see. Oh, fuck no. Oh, that might work. Let's see if that works. Let me know if that works. I don't know. I think you're going to have to actually create a Rumble account in order for that to work. It worked? Awesome. Thank you. But that's me. That's where I will be. That's what I'm going to do. Looking forward to doing it. Hoping some of my peeps will follow me. If not, I'm going to have Tommy come get you in the spaceship. You're going to be probed. And it's going to be all bad. All bad. And Tommy likes probing. Trust me, Tommy likes probing. He is a prober. Oh no, I'm down to 6 participants. What do I ever do? Got 13 likes. Thank you guys. So, I'm enjoying what's going to happen. Jesse, I don't see you following me. He's got probes with everybody's name on it. I have seen them personally. They are huge. Come on on. Come on in here if you want. Here's the link, Jose. I ain't got no problem with you coming on up. The probes are huge. They're going to have your names on them. They're going to be engraved. gonna be huge. I'll have to find you. What's up, buddy?
Hey Jim, how are you? Hey everybody.
Living the dream. Or the
Yeah.
night, whatever it is. Dreams are nightmares.
Been sitting here at the dining room table, just trying to get up and not do any work. Just a tiring day. Let me turn the camera around here. 1 second here. Oh,
There we go.
I can get this on. There we go. Oh, we got somebody here who wants a camera thing. Hi Bethany. You have a Bethany too, and this is my better half here.
I do have a Bethany.
His wife is Bethany. Mama.
My wife's
And
name is Bethany.
And this is Mama Betania.
Hello.
Hi.
Look at this. This is what I wanted to share.
Oh,
All righty. So what this was is I have three. Well, I had three. This is one of the three. This is in quarantine, and you were talking about water before. I never done this before, but my wife is usually the one who gives me idea about the land, the aquascaping, do this, do that, and two of the fish are weird. They just usually my fish most at least the discus don't die in quarantine, but I think I got a little bit careless with medications and didn't check the ammonia level. It could have been on multiple things, which I want to do a small video on that. And she said, "Why don't you just try to put it in resin?" And the yellow one, I had never done this before, but the yellow one was still moist. And it bubbled a lot, so it didn't work, so I had to throw it out. But then this one died 2 days later. This is about 6 inches, right?
okay.
And I let it air dry for a bit where there was no moisture on it, and just learned and just did it slowly. Just added a couple of layers, so it actually came out fairly good. And I figured, I said, let me learn to do this because this will be also a good project for my daughter too. I mean, with supervision, of course. Like
Absolutely.
for insects and stuff like that, school projects and stuff. So this was like kind of neat. So I lost the fish, but I still have them.
You know what? That is not a bad idea because I got one fish in this room and it dies. I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah, and this was actually I saw a couple of videos. Somebody did an angel, and like a year or two later, it didn't decompose in any way. Retain pretty nicely. So I think trying to do any mounting when the thing was still wet was a problem because this creates a lot of heat, and the boiling of the fluids and everything, there's a lot of bubbles. It really you have to do thinner layers, but I think air drying it for a couple of days just actually helped a lot, so there was no surface moisture, and it came out pretty good. I think I was happy. There's minimal bubbles there, so
Beautiful.
yeah, I think so. I had them for about 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. The yellow one was pretty. Well, they're both pretty, but let me show you the one that remains. Let me turn the camera around. Sorry.
See, now that's some things that me and Tommy were talking about earlier that people don't do in the hobby. That right there was a good idea.
Yeah, and it's like it was my wife's idea. It was like I can take credit for it.
Good idea, Mama.
Yeah. So she was like, she's always doing like, don't you do this, do that. I said, all right, cool. Not a bad idea. So this one here is one of the three that's remaining. So it's about 4 weeks now, I think, in quarantine. So I was sorry I have been looking for this one for a while. It's mostly a white base and less pattern on it, less red. But I was looking for a while, and okay, look, he's coming right up to the camera.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful fish.
Yeah. So anyway, that was kind of there it is now sideways. So it has more of a white pattern. There's some that I've seen in the past where there's just very few lines, mostly white. But I said, well, I had not seen it, not this size at least. So I decided just to leave it alone. I mean, just to pick that one. All
Man,
right. So
that is an awesome idea.
yeah, and it's sometimes you have these, like in your case, if you have one for a while, and especially after a while, they all have their own personality. And you say, well, it'd be sad to lose them.
Yeah.
So this was a neat little project, and it's very easy to do. And just I think like anything else, like we have the YouTube channels to show people how to do stuff. I
Make a
learned
video.
about it before I tried this.
You should definitely do a video on it.
Yeah, I took some pictures while I was doing it, and I'm going to put this one together probably in the next few days. Well, I will do it, not as an expert on this thing, but just what other things you can do, and you can preserve them. Especially if you've had them for a while.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
Yes. I'm going to let you guys go. I'll still continue listening. I have to do a water change on that one because I'm still treated, so I just have to do a daily 20%. So
I
I'll be
appreciate you
listening.
coming up here and showing us that. That is beautiful.
Yeah, thank you, and you guys. I'm sure we'll be in touch again. Here's the crew. Uh oh.
Good job. Seriously, that's a good job. That was a beautiful, beautiful way to keep a fish. Help you froze. Oh no. I'm not. Did I freeze or did he freeze? Help me out, chat. Who froze? Uh-oh. I'm still going. Who froze? Uh-oh, Jose. I think you, yeah, you froze. Beautiful family. Absolutely. That's an awesome idea. You should really get on that before somebody else sees that. Like, oh, I'm going to do that. That's actually a really nice idea. Let's see. Got the Mystic Pets on here. M&C Aquatics. Got you back. Got Fish Tank Aquatics. Following you as well. Got nobody else on here. Nobody else. Oh, the Salient one. Yeah. Got Jesse there. I don't know who this is, but I'm following you back. Flatbed, following you as well. Thank you guys for following me. I appreciate that. Everybody that followed me that I just got the notification for, I followed you back. Thank you so much. We're going to do things a little different. So it is what it is. And we're going to go from there. But yeah, we've been live for a little over an hour now. Jose came up and showed, his beautiful project. That is awesome. I don't know, man. I've been just trying to do things and just do what I got to do. Don't follow me. Don't follow. Well, either get lost or end up on the sketchy shit. Hey, what happens in the chat stays in the chat. Just saying. What happens in your trailer stays in your trailer. Welcome, Danny. Guys, so as far as followers go and subscribers, I've had two subscribers that have followed me from the beginning. One of them is my buddy Sada, and the other one is Danny. Danny was my second subscriber. Danny is still following me. Still follow Danny. Love that new tank, Danny. I've got to catch up on some of your videos. I've been a little under the weather. So, but I figured I'll get into it and look around and see what's going on. There we go. So But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for now. I'm gonna move it over to Rumble. Gonna do it from Rumble. The way it's, and I'll get paid on Rumble as well as YouTube. I get paid more on Rumble than YouTube probably. And Danny, if I don't see you before the next time I'm on a live stream, sir, Merry Christmas. Yeah, you disappeared on me, man.
My phone died.
Your phone died. Okay, I was like, did I freeze or did he freeze?
I know. I am went on the tablet now. I'm trying to get the volume up here.
What's up, Raph?
Yeah, I have a tablet that I hardly ever use. So here we go. Anyway, yeah. So if not that I'm rushing your fish to die. So, and it was sad because the other one that I had was really nice yellow. She was wanting to show Coca the Coco.
Oh,
He's 10 months.
10 months old?
Yeah, horny as a devil.
Oh man, I got rid of my puppy.
Go. There's a little teddy bear here that I feel sorry for the teddy bear.
What's up, Raph? I have to teach him how to stream. So yeah, I'm gonna move my like I was telling everybody here, I'm gonna move my live streams on Sunday. I'm gonna go from StreamYard and I'm gonna start using Rumble.
Hey Danny, how are you?
Danny's a good dude.
Yeah, I was saying Danny was, I think you mentioned, I was trying to get this thing back on, that Danny was, I think, one of my that I'm aware about one of the first subs as that were fish keeper to me.
He was my second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what my setting. It's been months now that I know a bunch of people subscribe, but I have no idea. Once some people, I guess those are the public subscribers. You would know, but like lately, I haven't seen anybody that it's. Although I've had a lot of numbers recently, but I don't know anybody that subscribes anymore. I've been checking the settings to see if it's something that I turned off.
We're gonna go to your channel and see what you got for subscribers. You probably got more than me.
Yeah, I think I'm just like about 1150 now. I think.
11
Yeah.
shows 11.1 or 1.14.
1.1. Oh yeah,
So
yeah. So
1,104 something.
yeah, 148 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like lately, I have not seen anybody. Although I'm getting the numbers, but once in a while, you see some people that you will know that subscribe, and it's nice to know that if somebody subscribes to you, you want to at least subscribe back to them and support them.
Yes.
But
I try to subscribe to everybody that subscribes to me.
Yeah, I try to do the same, but sometimes people subscribe, but then you don't know who they are. You try.
Yeah.
This is the only way. One of the ways that we grow the channel. So it's nice to, to give thanks. I guess that's one way.
Well, my goal with this whole thing has always been is to learn more about the hobby, show people the way that I do it, share my passion for the hobby with people. And then YouTube kind of started feeling like a job. And that's when you know it's getting rough. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
When you're sitting here like, wow, I got to go to work tomorrow, but damn, I got to make a video.
Yeah, no, I do the videos when in my case, I do the videos when I can. I work two jobs of 12 hours, so 6 days a week. So a lot of the time, like right now, I've been sitting here and drinking coffee slowly. And just say I had dinner, been chatting with the wife. She's wrapping Christmas gift. But I have to get up and change the water. And 3 small tanks anyway, just because I'm treating something. But with the videos, a lot of the time I take a break. When I'm at lunch, I will do the voiceover. Most of the time I just do voiceover. And do them when I can. But it's, when the hobby starts beginning to feel like a job, then it's not fun anymore. Like I enjoy my work. It's 41 years now. And every day that I go to work, I like what I do. And that makes a difference. But when it begins to feel like a job, or if YouTube becomes a job, then it's well, I'm only new, but she's the one who encouraged me also to the channel. So you've been a fish keeper all your life. Share some of the information, and it's good sharing because you learn something from other people. Hopefully, somebody learns something from you, and And that gives us the fun part.
I actually got my first email from a subscriber the other night, asking me questions about how about the aquarium co-op sponge filter with the power head on the top of it, how I like it, how it works for me, how long have I been using it that way. Was asking me about building a tank stand, and it was all things that I'm like, wow, somebody's actually asking me, for my input.
No, it's good because people will ask you questions, and it's I've been I think I was talking with George. Cali, look, Mama, look at the pet.
Aurora, come here.
How old is the doggy?
She is old.
It's a girl.
That's a girl.
She's a baby.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
How old is she?
11 years old. Gonna be 12.
Wow.
Yeah, one of the meanest dogs on the planet.
Is she mean really? She doesn't. No, that's okay. Uh-oh.
It's a pit. Everybody that sees a pit bull is like, oh my god.
Oh.
She's a pit?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
She's
Yeah.
a pimple.
Pit American Bulldog mix.
Pimple.
Mm.
I was supposed to get her dad. Her dad didn't like cats,
Oh,
so I had cats at the time, so I couldn't take it. But the guy that had her dad, had mated it with a female, and he got to pick of the litter. And he asked if we wanted one. I said, yeah, pick us a girl. You know what I mean? And we got her. We've had her since she was that big.
wow.
Long story, real bad story with her when we got her. The people that had her, they were ghetto folks. I ain't gonna lie. They were just breeding their dog for money to sell the puppies.
Yeah, but most of
There were so many of them. They were tearing the mom up. They put her in a shopping bag and chucked her over my friend's fence.
wow.
And he called me. He said, "Hey, I got your dog. You need to come get it." We called my wife, so we went and got her. I mean, she was like, she wasn't even. I don't think she was 2 pounds.
Wow. No, but I think that's what most people say, that they raise them to be so mean. I mean, they have certainly their traits and personalities, but if you train them right, or you don't train them to be killers and fighters, then they're really nice family animals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They are.
She knows her job. Her job is to watch the house and take care of mama. And I promise you, somebody come in this house on my wife, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
If the dog doesn't get them, well, the other thing in the house will get them.
Yeah.
Better hope the dog gets to them before my old lady does. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, this one here thinks he's a lion, Anybody that passes by the door there, but of course, anybody that comes in, he's just tail is all over the place.
She's strong as an ox. She's 95 pounds.
Oh wow,
Yes.
he's big.
She's a monster. Her brother was not her brother. It was her adopted brother. He was a short little stocky pit. He was 95 pounds, but he was pure muscle.
Wow.
I mean, he was big blockhead, just sweet as can be.
My 31-year-old daughter, I had a golden retriever. She was 5. He had a seizure disorder, and one night, probably 3 a.m., I was at the time working on a biochem major after nursing. So this was a while back, and he had a major seizure disorder. So I was studying, it was like maybe 2, 3 in the morning, and he had a seizure. And then a little bit after, I would just open the door at that time of night, and he'll go do his stuff and come right back in. And he was well trained, but he was just not listening. And I started to try to find him. And at that time of the morning, I was not going to chase him to a neighbor's yard. And I tried to intercept him on the other side. We lost him. He was 5-year-old at the time. And my older boys, they got 39, 37. They got a puppy recently. And no, not recent. They got a puppy, another golden later, but he was 14. They had to put him down. Heart failure. So it's that sad.
I just lost my cats a couple years ago. They were brother and sister, twins, never been apart.
Wow. How's the other one doing?
They ended up. The boy passed away. He had liver failure,
Oh, wow.
and then like 4 months later, the female died from a heart failure.
Oh, wow.
She actually, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, that cat died of a broken heart.
Yeah. Yeah, I that's what I say. How is she doing? Because it never came apart. It's
Oh, and she's both. my boy cat was the day after Thanksgiving. And then February the 3rd of that next year, I had to put my boy Pitt down. He broke both of his back knees. They wanted $16,000 to do reconstructive knee surgery on the dog.
Wow, that's
That's a lot of money.
oh,
And
please,
no guarantee he could walk.
that yeah, no.
At that point, it's we had to make the decision.
Yeah.
So, and then at the end of that month, my girl cat had to be put down.
Wow.
So I lost 3 animals in 4 months.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow.
This house was upside down. I mean, my girl dog was lost
Wow.
because my boy cat showed her how to be what she is. Because she was fine with those two. My boy and my girl cat, she was fine with them. The boy taught her everything she knows. Like you should see a 70-pound, she was 70 pounds at the time, walking across the very back of the couch, gracefully.
Wow.
She thought she was a cat.
Well, she learned from the best.
She learned from the best. That cat was smart.
Wow.
And this is, most of these tanks were down here.
Mhm.
Some of them are down here, not all of them. Before this tank got here, there used to be a couch right here.
Yeah.
And my girl cat used to sit on the back, like the back of the couch, and look down into my 125 over here and just watch the fish swim.
Wow.
She didn't care. She didn't want nothing to do with them. She didn't get on top of it. She just watched them swim.
Mm. I asked my wife, how big is that tank behind him? She said about 220, and I said, shit, not a second thought, And here, I'm the one here who knows about tank. I'm telling you, her eyes and
That's a heavy tank, man.
Yeah.
oh man,
That tank is like 500 pounds.
Listen. I wanted when I got the 120 here. I wanted a 180, but living in an apartment here, I was concerned about the weight. I know this old building, they constructed, really well, but still, it's a small elevator. I'm on the 6th floor, and I said, so eventually, when I move back into a house again, then I probably definitely
Good night, Danny.
1 or 240. Danny's still on? Oh, Danny's on.
Have your own
Get ready to go to bed.
Danny, have a good night. Thank you.
Danny has got some substantial size tanks.
Yeah, I think he just did us a 300, 340. I think he just set one up recently.
That's
Yeah,
a
his
pretty-
cichlids are gorgeous.
Yeah, my man has got definitely some huge tanks. Let's see what size that last tank was.
I think it was like 450. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 450. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been watching the progress on it. I know not too long ago he added fish, but that's huge.
That's a monster tank.
Yeah, in my previous house, I think probably about 1988, between the kitchen was a good sized kitchen and the dining room, I opened the wall and I built a cabinet back then. And the idea was to do at least a 300-gallon reef. So I built a pretty heavy stand. Let me see if this thing came on. No, phone is still
What's
out.
up, price tag? Welcome.
Who is this? Good evening, Jim.
It's price tag.
Hey, Joe. How are you, Joe?
I am going to meet Joe tomorrow.
No.
Me and Joe are going to meet face to face tomorrow.
Joe, you're gonna be.
Yeah, me and price tag are meeting up tomorrow.
Oh, what time?
We're actually meeting in person at a fish store in Canton,
Oh,
Ohio.
okay. You're meeting him face to face, literally. I thought it was a line.
Literally face to face. Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys near each other?
He's in Canton, Ohio, and I'm in Broadview Heights, Ohio. I'm like 25 minutes apart or so, 30.
Is Joe on right now? He is still on, right?
Right
Are you on, Joe? Oh,
there.
Joe, I came on to show this. Check this out. This is a discus that was in quarantine, and my wife said, why don't you put it in resin? I've never done it before. There was one yellow one that died a day before this one, 2 days before. And I kind of screwed it up because a thick layer, too much heat, and they kind of boil literally. So
I've got a question.
Huh? Hold on a minute.
What kind of resin did you use?
Give me the bottom. I'm over there.
Both of them?
Yeah, let me show you. The other one that I tried was a different brand, but similar properties, and they're not expensive. It was like $19 for the bottle. Let me see. So I did not use a lot, but this particular brand here, can you see it?
Yes.
And I think on Amazon was probably about $19, $20 for 2 bottles of 32 ounces. The hardener and the hardener and the other one. I got this silicone tray. This is a small one. The 2 came in a
Busca
kit
el
for
otro,
about
Miguel.
$8. Show
Busca el
me,
otro,
give me the big one, Mama.
Hmm?
The other one like this,
Oh,
the big
oh.
one. And so I bought one that was appropriate size for the fish. And it was really an easy process, but I think like anything else, it's a learning curve. And I think, okay, so this is the bigger one where the fish was. But the first time I filled it completely, so I did about half of it. And then I did it a few hours later. I added it, but it says it's supposed to be like 6 hours to 8 hours in between before you add a second layer, because a lot of the heat that it generates, plus you do the other layer, and it was like really. So this one it covered almost maybe half of the tray, a little bit over half. So I used the 2 thinner layer, enough to cover the fish, and this one worked out pretty well. Yeah,
I,
there's probably.
I'm gonna need a monster little resin tray.
You know what I've seen people do also is to make a tray. Oh, it's for the Oscar that you're planning?
It's
They
like
have-
that.
Yeah, they have really big tray. I saw some people, some of the channels that I was looking at, they build some with wood and they just unscrew them like you would do probably a mold for concrete or something, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and that worked too because the thing doesn't really stick. And these silicone molds are great. Nothing sticks to it.
That's
So-
good.
So, one of the things with the bubbles, you can use like a lighter type thing, but I got the small blower. It's like you could use hair blower, but it's a lot of air. But it's a small blower meant for this kind of thing, and the pressure is not that much, but it makes the bubbles boil up to the top. And I said, it's not that much for. I think for the price I paid for the discus, and I know that we're gonna use it again, and the little one is gonna use it for projects. My wife says she has a project already that she wants me to perfect it so she can use it. So anyway, so it's not expensive, and if you're gonna use it more than once, so this little blower thing, it comes with a few attachments. Anyway, this one, let me see. It was only I think like $9.
Okay.
Yeah, let me show you the brand. This Amazon $10 I think, maybe 13. But it's a nice little unit. So you just put it right on top, blow air on it, and the bubbles just come up. And this one, I think, considering that it was just a second time, it came out fairly well. So I was happy with the outcome. I could polish it and make it perfectly smooth, but I'm not gonna mess with it. I think it looks good enough.
Absolutely.
Smooth
Yeah.
enough. Smooth
Yeah.
enough for good.
Jim, I'm gonna let you go. I'll keep listening. I'm gonna before it gets to be 2-3 a.m. and I'm still not in bed yet. Bad habit. It's often so I gotta be up in an hour. I better go to bed for an hour. But it's
Hey man, you gotta get some sleep. Gotta need that beauty rest.
that's
Yes.
right.
He need it.
We all need some rest.
I have to get a lot of sleep in that case then. All right. It's fun
Thank you for
always.
coming up and showing me your project, man. I appreciate that. It's
All
beautiful.
right. Thank you. I'll see you. I'll keep
You guys
listening.
have a great night.
See you again.
Good night.
Happy holidays. But I'll
Happy
be
holidays.
to you guys. Say bye, Jim.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care. I'll come off and I'll continue listening.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
That's a beautiful idea. Really is. My shift is almost over. Talk to you later, folks. All right. Have a great night. Thank you for being here. What you up to, Price Tag? You got a few minutes? You want to swing up? Say hi? He did resin a real fish. Here's the link, Joe. If you're still here and you want to pop up, come on up. Let's jump over to Jesse's channel. Man, Jesse's got all kinds of videos over here on Rumble. Got 2 pages. Jesse's getting it there. Absolutely, sir. We'll talk fish. Guys, I'm going to take a short intermission. I'll be right back. My bladder has got to go be empty. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. I'm back. What? Huh? Gio's being a bully. That one? This guy right here? Which one? That guy? Stop being an asshole. What's wrong with you? All right. It figures. But guys, I'm going to have to say, I've had this AQQA light running for a while. Okay, this ain't a plug for AQQA at all. I like that light. Makes my fish look a lot better. What do you fucktards and being fucktards? Huh? That's a big suburb from being that big when I got it. That's a male and a female, and they've never bred in this town. I love AQQ. I got the flow makers. Awesome. I'll set up another account for my channel. Guys, look, if you're going to do live streams and you're going to do things to where you want to stream like I'm doing here, StreamYard is expensive. I know Restream, Jesse's on Restream. I think he says it. I don't remember what it was, but I know it's definitely a little pricier than Rumble. But Rumble, I think it's like $10 a month. I mean, legit, it's not a bad gig. It's not. However, we've got the Alien and Me podcast is always a good time. Always a good time. It's awesome. It's an awesome time. Me and Tommy enjoy doing what we do over there. Guys, for us having the amount of followers we have, okay? And we don't have a huge following over there. But for what we have over there, and I mean, we've got some live streams that have over 600 views. We did one with where is it? Bob Lazar, Area 51. It's 640 views. None of my live streams, except for one, have anything over like 300. I have several geos in there. I have Geophagus Redhead Tapaho, Geophagus Girafari, and Geophagus fenni. There's 3 different species in there. And then I have some that are just, there's some, oh wow. I've never seen those stripes that bright on that fish. Holy shit. I've never seen the stripes on that Severum right there. That guy right there, that bright. The prettiest fish in this tank, I get all of them are pretty, but you have to be here to see it. It's that guy right there. Right there. That's red Fennicara. Its fins are like pearl set. They're just beautiful. How did it get into Rumble? So me and Tommy wanted to start a podcast. Well, more Tommy, me and him talked about it. And he's like, well, let's do this. I said, hey, I have a platform that I'm not using, which was at the time Twitch. So we went over to Twitch. We really didn't get that big of a following. I mean, we really didn't. We did our first 3 episodes on Twitch. And he was talking to me. He's like, man, I think we should take this to Rumble. I said, well, let's take it to Rumble then. We created an account, and then here we are. I got over there. We did a couple of podcasts on it. I mean, it just started going and going and going. I mean, we started picking up traction. DJ Guppy Fish. You don't see any clown puke behind me. You got to love that. But yeah, that's how I got into Rumble. I'm going to rock it until the wheels fall off. I mean, literally gonna rock it until it can't be rocked no more, and then keep rocking it some more. It's a good time. Still waiting on P-Tag to get here. Rock out with your rooster out. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. See, I can say shit like that over on the other platform. But tell me we haven't touched on some good subjects, though. Mystic? Tell me we have not touched on some good subjects. Got that one little, like, hillbilly patch of freaking dark hair right there. And right here. A little bit there. You can't tell us we haven't touched on good subjects? You've been part of every live we've had over there. Go to rumble.com, sign up for it. You have to verify it through your email account or through your email address, and then you can go and find people. Like, we got on a topic about the moon landing. I won't go into it on here. If you want to find it, you got to go find it on Rumble. But we got into a topic about the moon landing, and there's some things that are very, very, very questionable about the moon landing. We got into some things about Area 51 and Bob Lazar. That is a very good episode. Only thing I'm worried about is certain individuals finding the channel, coming over there, and then it won't be fun anymore. Well, actually, I don't care. I'll block them. It don't matter. People are like, oh, conspiracy theories, this and that. No. there's conspiracy theories out there, and then there's a way of thinking about things and a way of doing things. Our live stream this past Wednesday was about, what if shit hits the fan? Can you survive? It's about survival. And, some of the topics that were brought up, can you honestly survive without electricity? Without your cell phone? Can you make power? Can you sustain life without all of your modern amenities? I sure can. I know that for a fact. Like I said, I have found caves. I've been in the hills my entire life. So I know how to survive in the wild. I know how to skin a deer. I know how to skin an animal. I know how to start a fire. I know how to get water if I need to. I know how to make power if I need to. If the shit's hit the fan, I've got my poncho. Well, if the shit hits the fan in the right way, sir, you ain't gonna need a poncho. Look at this dude.
What's up?
You got your egg-crated wall, your sound deadening wall. Is that your beat laboratory where you put your beats down?
Yeah, my drum set. It's where I got all my beat stuff up here. So
Nice.
what's
So,
going on? It's been a while.
It has been a while. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
We've been trying to get together for a while. Things just haven't worked out.
Yeah, it just seems like every time something comes up between the both of us. So I'll tell you one thing though. It has been, I do not have a whole lot of experience with bagging fish. So that's why I asked you what time we were doing this tomorrow, because I got to give myself a lot of time and a little bit of practice to do it again.
Not gonna lie, I'm not the greatest at bagging fish, but I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen one way or another.
Like I told you, these things are like the size of a dime, so a 10-gallon tank will do them fine for a while.
Cool. I got at least a couple available, possibly, depending on where I move everybody around. But I'm glad, because my local fish store, they don't want nothing to do with females, which I get. So
Everybody wants the colorful males, and I have a couple of male OB peacocks.
yeah,
And
they should be fine with those.
yeah, I don't care if they cross-pollinate with something else. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I all of mine have come out as the female. I've never had one come out as the male. That's why I have such a 4 to 5 fluctuation with each peacock or hap. So
I am definitely going to get a male lemon jake, though. That is going to happen now. Thanks.
yeah, I hope so. That should be good. I've got more than I can count at the moment, but of course they're all little, a couple inches big. But I'm hoping to get the males bigger, and then hopefully sell them at some point. That's the whole plan, and then end the whole fry process. So,
Man, the hardest part about doing fry is keeping up with the maintenance on the tanks, because that water's got to be clean.
Yep.
And I can't stress it to people enough. When the fish that you're going to get, we're in this tank here, which is a 15. I change that water 3 times a week.
Yeah, I try to keep up with at least my 10s. I try to do at least one probably at least once a week if my schedule allows it, depending on my work schedule. But I have 1 week in my work schedule to where it's just 6 days in a row, 12-hour days. And it's just like I can barely get home and have enough time to eat dinner and go to bed. So
Yeah,
it's what it is.
I know with African cichlids, the more you change the water, the faster they grow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can power feed them, change water. The next thing you know, they'll be from that to that to that.
Yeah,
to that.
it's amazing. I mean, even like as babies and stuff, I mean, they just grow like super quick. So
I will tell you, with these Severums, they are on flake food.
Okay.
It's in a. I buy my bulk food from George, flake food. So
what brand?
George's fish food. That's all I can tell you. From Magna Aquatics.
Okay.
He gets bulk flake food.
Okay.
I don't know the brand of it. I know I have never had an issue with it.
Okay.
They do fantastic on it. They love it.
All
I think
right.
out of this entire batch, I've only lost 2.
Okay.
And they're about a month old now. So 2 in a month is comfortable.
I have some Tetra flake food I'm getting rid of because I'm moving to a different flake food. I'm mostly Northfin at the moment, but I'm getting rid of the Tetra flake food, and I have Extreme flake food that I'm transitioning for my fry operation. And I know Extreme's pretty decent for quality, so
Northfin Fry Starter. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's some of the best that I've ever used.
okay.
Everybody's like, "Oh, the aquarium co-op fry." No, I've used it. I prefer the Northfin over the aquarium co-op.
I've never used aquarium co-op stuff. I've never bought anything from them. Not that or not interested. It's just I never did. Never got around to it.
I bought plants from them. I bought sponge filters from them. I bought power heads from them.
Okay.
And I got their what the hell are they? Root tabs.
Yeah.
I barely use the root tabs. I don't need to in the one tank. That everything's just growing like a champ.
That's good.
Yeah, but these dudes are active, man. I'll get you. You might end up with more than 8.
Yeah, like I said, my local fish store that's a few minutes. I have several I can go to within a half hour, 40-minute distance, but most of them, like even George, you said he doesn't have any use for females.
No,
And a lot of stores don't want them either, just because they don't have any color and they're hard to sell, which I get. So I appreciate this whole swap. This is going to be fun.
it's definitely going to be a video. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'm started already on one. I haven't done any editing yet. I've just done the recording part, but I'm doing this like in steps. So it'll be kind of like a progression video from like when I first started doing all this, because I explained a little bit on my last live that I was changing my fish room around, slowly getting rid of the fry operation. This is kind of like my first step of getting rid of my my breeder tanks, because if I don't stop doing it now, then I'm going to be overrun. So
I understand. So I don't have a designated breeder tank set up. I'm not even kidding you. My fish breed in what tank they're in.
okay,
My African cichlids, when I catch them, I see the one that's holding. I will watch them as I do water changes, and when I'm doing a water change, I'll snatch the female out. I rob her.
okay,
Take her fry. As far as these Severums go, they were born in my 135 or my 125.
Okay.
They were in there for the first 4 days of their life, and this was their first trip
just in a tube like that, huh?
in a tube like that into this container. I let them set for a few minutes. I let it float in the top of this tank so the temperature gets acclimated, and they went.
That's it.
And there they are.
Still happy and thriving, so that's always good.
Man, I'm actually upset. So I had a breeding pair of German strand yellow zeros.
Okay.
They gave me a batch of fry, man. I was excited.
Yeah, I think you talked about that a little bit ago.
I lost every damn one.
What happened?
No clue. Fully cycled, like my first fry tank that I set up. I started it with guppies. I cycled the tank with guppies. Tank was fine. My first batch of electric blue Acaro went through that tank. I still have them over here. Then my second batch of Severums. My second batch was Severums that went in there.
Yeah.
Noisy has some out of that one. I'm like, all right, cool. So I got the Severums out. I put them in with the electric blue Acaro. I caught the female. I took the fry. I put them in there. I had like 50 of them. I was ecstatic.
Yeah, I would be too. That's a bunch.
Gone. Every one of them. I don't have the mom. I don't have the dad. I don't even have none of them. They're all gone.
You just happened to just walk down one day and they were just all on the ground?
All gone.
Heater malfunction or filter malfunction?
Nope.
You know what's crazy is I've only had this happen once since I started this hobby back up, but sometimes eggs just don't get fully fertilized. And I've even experienced to where I've had fry they'll come out, even just from not extracting the eggs from the female, but just from them having them naturally, just in a tank, to where like it'll have the same thing happen where they'll just come out and they'll be free swimming, and then some just don't make it. It's just like a natural selection sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I guess that might be the only thing I could think of on the top of my head that could have been.
It's because I didn't test the water. That's what happened.
You can't. Did you turn water into wine?
I walked on it first,
Okay, because that's how hard Ohio water is.
and then I parted it.
Yep, exactly it. That's how this water is over here.
I mean, the water is hard enough to stand on here, literally. You know, Jose just made a very good point. Discus fry are difficult. I don't know how people breed discus in this water. Mine breed, but they keep laying them on the damn heater.
Yeah, don't want that.
Now I've got 2 breeding pair of discus. So I've got my rack set up. I don't have anything in it yet. This is where it's going to get difficult. I am literally going to chuck a handful of little baby guppies in here. I'm going to go buy some. It's basically going to be a quarantine tank / cycle tank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to do it in a couple of them. I can get 12 guppies for like $2.
Guppies are cheap.
Yeah, well,
They'll breed quick too.
yeah, I'm going to get them from the place that I've always got them from. They're feeder guppies is what they are.
Okay.
And I don't care that they're feeder guppies. It doesn't bother me. They deserve to live as well as any other fish. So
Yeah.
I will cycle every one of those tanks with those feeder guppies.
Okay.
And then once they're set up, I'm going to put my breeding pairs of discus in 20-gallon holes. It's time.
That's good. I hope you have,
They're going to
have better luck with than the other stuff that you've had that died off.
they're going to earn their keep one way or another.
Yeah.
They're going to make me earn the amount of money that I spent for them.
Yeah, that was one thing that and I I always tip my hat off to Jose just because he does so well with discus. He's got beautiful tanks, so I would keep talking to him or Discus North for that matter.
Discus North, me and him talked when I got all of my 8 other discus. I got 8 other discus. I was
Okay.
happy. I got 1.
Huh.
And he warned me, he said it's going to happen.
Okay,
He said you may get 1, you may get 2. He's like, likelihood is you'll probably get 1 that'll survive out of 8.
Hmm.
I have 1. He was right. And I'm pretty sure it's what I was doing. I was paranoid. I overchanged the
I
water.
would be. Yeah, I would be too because I don't have any experience in discus, so I'd be paranoid.
$60-some a piece.
Mhm.
I did a whole lot of work on Alicia's car for those discus.
Okay.
I traded labor for fish.
Well, I mean, you look at some of these males. Some of these male haps are peacocks. If you go to like the high end stores like Aquatica, when you're going to be spending $75 to $90 for some of these full grown males. So, I mean, those are something that you kind of want to care about.
You know, it's a shame that down here in this room, I currently have 3 tanks that are actually 4 tanks that are 1 fish only.
Yeah, I think that's not bad though. I mean, because you got to keep the tank, in its cycle. I mean, that's what I've always learned is you always, instead of keeping a tank empty, unless you ghost feed it, you just have to make sure that cycle stays intact.
Well, I have a super aggressive Midas cichlid in 1.
And that one's by himself all the time. You can't
All
do
the
anything
time.
with that.
Nope, I have a very aggressive Jaguar cichlid in another tank. I have a very aggressive Oscar in another tank. And then I have another Oscar that's not aggressive, but it seems like every fish that I've ever put it with is beat it.
That's bizarre. So many
Yeah.
personalities your fish has.
Yeah, and now I have 2 more Oscars upstairs that are they're lemon Oscars.
Uh-huh.
They've only been on the channel 1 time.
You
And I
can't
have-
put the other 2 Oscars with those ones? You've tried, I assume. That's unfortunate.
So I now have another Oscar that is wild caught that I can't put with anything.
Well, you ever think about maybe donating them or giving them to someone or anything like that just for the tank space?
I just got the 1 Oscar.
Okay.
I've had Daisy since she was that big. She actually she was my channel mascot for a while. When I first started my channel.
Yeah.
The one on the bottom over here, I actually rescued or got from George. He came in with she came in with a whole bunch of other Oscars. Somebody just dropped them off to George. And somebody came in and took all of them but her.
Huh.
Said he didn't like her coloration.
Huh.
I'm like,
That's bizarre. Why
okay.
not?
So I'm like, okay, well, I just looked at George and I was like, fuck it, she's going home with me.
There you go.
She's like, oh, you got a soft spot for Oscars. I'm like, I do.
Mhm.
100% do. So now I've got her down here. The 2 lemons were a present from Flatbed.
Okay.
So I have those. So, I mean, I have 2 Oscars in there, 2 over here, 2 up there, and 1 there. I've got 7 Oscars.
And they're still growing, I'm assuming.
Yes. No. She's done. She's done. I'm almost positive she's definitely done. She's like 2.5, 3 years old.
Okay. They reached their max size pretty quick then, within a few years.
Within a year, they say.
Okay.
This dude is done. If he gets any bigger, I don't think I'm gonna have to buy another 300-gallon tote or stock tank. That dude is huge.
Yeah.
And then the other Oscar that's in here is probably 8 or 9 inches. He's like 14. Hell,
And
that's
this life
7 right
expectancy is like what, 20 years, something like that?
somewhere around there.
Yeah. Yep, you
Why?
definitely have a soft spot.
I do. I don't have as many as June, but Salem said he loves a fish with an attitude. She said they will continue to grow. Oh, I hope not.
I just had one of my Venusis. That was my biggest fish, and it was almost full grown. But that one passed away randomly on me about a week ago.
I got
One-
one fish that won't die.
It was just so bizarre, but I was just talking to Jose about it, about a week ago too. And he said sometimes it just happens. He was running around and swimming just like he was fully alive. And then you wake up the next day and in the morning he was still swimming. In the afternoon, he was laying dead on the bottom. Like he was still had all his colors up and everything, but he was just on the bottom. I was like, what the heck happened to him?
So this whole fish room would have been
Upsetting.
different. This whole fish room would have been different if my flower horn wouldn't have died.
Yeah.
Dude, I fed him. It was a Thursday night. I fed him at like midnight.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, cool, go to bed. I wake up in the morning. I got up at like, I don't know, it's like 6:45. Dead as a doornail.
It happens. I mean, if you look at humans, humans have heart attacks. Fish, have issues too. It can happen at any time. So it's just the inevitable.
They get thick and longer. Mhm.
But unfortunate enough, I mean, I raised that Venusis up, when it was like this big, when I first started the hobby back up. So, and it was the tank boss. It set everyone straight. No one bothered him. And if someone got out of line, he'd kind of go up there and say, hey, you guys need to calm down, sort of attitude. And great color. He's one of the 2 fish that's on my icon for my channel. So I still got the OB, but oh well. Yes.
The Oscar that's my channel thing.
Yeah.
That's my big guy in here.
Okay.
I had Noisy make it. They swim into your heart. They sure do. She's
Yeah.
not lying.
That's what Frontoses do for me once I started getting more of those. I've been really happy with those so far.
I got to get back into what I started with.
And what's that?
My electric blue Acara.
You still got your natural cars though, right?
I do. They are in a 125
Okay.
with my Walroo.
That Walroo's something else though. I've seen that, full grown on like the Stickler Bros channel, and those things are really neat.
They're freaking ugly as hell. They really are.
Yeah,
That
but
is
they're
my-
neat looking though. I don't know what it is, but like I could see myself owning one of those eventually at some point.
George gets them.
Yeah, I have to organize my fish room accordingly, and that's going to take some time at first. So
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
They are just as hard as discus to keep.
Really?
At the beginning, yes.
So they have certain water parameters, then I take it.
Clean, warm as hell water.
Yeah.
I mean, 83, 84 degrees. If you can, get a Stingray. I don't have the room. I really don't.
So what's with Ocean Rift then? Are you going saltwater for us, or why Ocean Rift? Just because you want to go to a different store you've never been to before?
I've been to Ocean Rift. I've been to
Okay.
I was at the old store. I have a saltwater tank.
I thought you did. I wasn't 100% sure if you still had like one or something like that, don't you? Yeah.
Fish only. It's got live rock in it. It's got a clownfish, 2 Banggai cardinal fish, 6 yellow-tailed damsels. There's like 4 or 5 hermit crabs.
That's a good mixture then.
Yeah, but I want to go check out their new store. I was at their old store.
I helped Joe move, the owner.
Okay.
He's a good guy.
I went there and I was talking to, I believe it was his son,
Uh-huh.
the younger kid. I was talking to him, and I had questions about a saltwater tank. You know, I was actually at the time, I was on a walker. I just
Okay.
had my hip replaced. And I'm talking to him, and he explained to me how to set it up and what to do. And I'm like, huh. He's like, it's going to drive you nuts. He's like, it's going to go against everything you think it is. He's like, just leave it alone. It's doing what it's got to do. And everything that he told me, that tank did. Like he told me, it's going to go cloudy and look like a murky lake river.
Yeah.
It's like, it'll go clear 10 minutes later, completely back to cloudy where you can't see the back of the tank. And I mean, it did that for like a month. And then cleared up, done.
Just going through the cycle then, huh?
Yeah. Prime and stability is how I started that tank.
Joe's really knowledgeable, and his son's, definitely got the knowledge that he has too. So just from his dad, they run a good business over there, even at his old store. But I think the reason he moved, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the building is like a smidge smaller than the old building was. But the main reason I think he moved is because of the location. It's more closer to the busy area. And 2, I guess the main reason is the building he was at was old. And there was some problems within the building that, he had to move or else it was going to get worse. So
Yeah.
that's why he wanted to move to a newer, building and a little bit more user friendly. So it was fun. We got to move a bunch of tanks and we had a whole team with us. So it was interesting.
My next fish purchase for the saltwater tank is going to be a Coral Beauty. It's going to happen.
Tomorrow?
No.
Okay.
I don't got the funds for it, man. I was talking to you about that earlier.
Uh-huh.
Due to me missing some work. And in my car, I figured that out. Thank God it's not a transmission.
Oh, well, that'll save you some dough.
It's going to cost me like $58 or $59 to fix it.
That's great.
So Honda has this solenoid on the back of the engine that runs off of oil pressure. It's the VTEC solenoid. The VTEC solenoid's bad. And I drove it around the block, and I listened to what my wife said. She said she never felt the car shift like that. Well, basically what it is the car, when it goes, like the transmission goes to shift from first to second.
Yep.
The engine tries to stall because it can't realize where it's at. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I've seen this one other time, and it was on an older Honda.
Okay.
I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It's cold as shit outside, so I'm not going to be outside pulling this thing apart tonight.
Yeah. Not much have a heated garage or a lift or something like that. That's convenient.
For that, I don't need a lift, but a heated garage would be fantastic. And I can't even get shit in my garage right now. I've got my table saw out, my chop saw out. Like I said, I'm going to hopefully get with Slim Tim here and get that tank from him. And I got to build that stand and get it set up before I have my hip replaced. I've got no choice.
Yeah.
Which means my 40-gallon breeder down there is going to come down because that's the sump for it. I don't like that tank. I don't like the footprint. I can't stand
You don't like the 40 breeders?
I do not.
Huh. I've had really good luck with them so far. I mean, that's where I've gotten all my fry from is the 2 breeder tanks. So I have no complaints.
I have 140 breeder running right now, and that's where. What do I got in there? The Red Tiger Moto, which I'm going to rehome. You want a Red Tiger Moto?
Yeah, no, thanks.
Everybody's like, "Oh, put it in a tank with your Jaguar. Those two will get along just fine." No,
No.
my Jag will eat it. Man, I don't know if you've seen the short or not. My Jaguar got its ass whooped.
I'll have
I
to
had-
look it up.
I got I bought a whole tank off of George. Like the
Uh-huh.
entire thing. And it was electric blue a car. Or the natural blue a car. I bought like 35 of them. Well, for some reason, those two ended up there was 2 of them. They ended up in the bag with them.
Okay.
I'm like, no. So I separated them and I put them in a 50 gallon. I'm like, you know what? I'll figure it out. I'll make them, I'll put them in a bigger tank. I'll let them put it, quarantine there for now. They were fine for about a week or so. And I come down here to feed my fish on a Thursday night. And I look down and this fish, its entire back was missing.
Oh my God.
I mean, there's scales laying on the bottom of the tank. This fish is literally bleeding into the water.
Yikes.
I yanked it out of that tank. I threw it in another one that I had set up. I mean, I put Melafix in there and I put salt. I looked at the fish. I said, if you make it till tomorrow, I'll keep you.
Yeah.
The next day, that fish was up swimming around, dude. I'm like,
You said that's
Really?
another thing you have a soft spot for is to try to figure out to heal fish and stuff and make them swim around. So
my flower horn, when I got it, its side was beat up. Its fins were shredded. I mean, it was in bad shape. George was like, dude, I don't think this thing's going to make it. He's like, here, take it. See what you can do. Because he knows the same thing. I'll try to save it.
Yep.
I got it home. I put it in a 32-gallon bow front. I said, all right, you'll be okay in there for a while. Started treating it with salt, Melafix. And then I just pulled back the Melafix completely after it was, I don't know, about a week. And I just went with salt. Dude, that fish, beautiful. Appetite came back swimming around. It seen me, was at the front of the glass. That's why I was upset when it died. You know what I mean? But I figured that it may have been stressed out so much. That's what caused it.
do you use aquarium salt or do you use like pure Epsom salt?
I use, see, this is where it's going to get a little controversial.
That's all right.
Morton's water softer crystals.
I've heard people use that before.
That is one of the purest form of salt you can get.
I've had good luck with pure Epsom salt, but I've never used that salt. But like I said, I've heard people that use it and have done well with it.
All of your fish came from it that you got from George's. That's what he uses.
Okay.
My natural blues, they were ate up with egg. I mean, they were bad, dude. I'm looking at the tank. I'm like, I'm going to lose probably 3/4 of these fish. I didn't lose one. I would drain it down to about that deep in a 75, and I would probably put 150 gallons worth of salt in it. Like enough to treat 150 gallons. I'd let them swim around in it for 20 or 30 minutes. I have my Python right there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All I had to do was turn the water on. Once they started swimming a little goofy, I'm like, all right, it's time. I hit the water on. I did that twice a week. And shit. They haven't had it yet. Every time I change the water in the tank, I chuck a couple handfuls of salt in there every time.
It's amazing what that does. I mean, you could spend a lot of money on medication and sometimes all it takes is salt, depending on the situation, of course. But I mean, I've had more luck with just using salt than any other medication. I don't know if it's just me, but like I've even, like when you said Melafix earlier, I've used Melafix before and I've done the correct dosage for how many gallons a tank is and just never had much luck.
So I've learned that if you overdose Melafix, you will lose a fish because it'll put it to sleep. I mean, it's basically, it causes them to get lethargic and they'll drown.
You have to take in consideration too that, which is easy to miss, is even if you have like a 40-gallon breeder tank, you almost have to put less than the required amount that the bottle says because you have all this stuff that's in there with the tank, like your decorations in the sand, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense.
Mystic Pets, it depends on the flower horn. If it's a short body, maybe for, the time being, but not permanent. I would say 55 would probably be the smallest I would put it in. Some people will put them in a 30-gallon or a 40 breeder, but I wouldn't. I don't think that's enough room. Especially when they got that big hump on their head. That's the thing about my Midas over here, too. It's a female. And she's got a little baby hump. Uh-oh, I think Joe froze.
Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. I can't see you, though. I can see you. There you are.
Oh, I'm just on my phone, so I was just trying to get the chat on here as well. But I was trying to figure that out so I could see us and the chat at the same time. But it's all right.
And they jump. Flower horns do jump. Mine used to jump out of the water. This is an interesting fact. So one night I opened the lid on my 32 bow front, and I'm feeding my lemon Oscars. I named one Wing Wang and Bob is their name. Wing Wang's the bigger one, Bob's the smaller one.
All right.
Wing Wang launched his ass out that tank. He's on the floor flopping around. I'm like, fuck. Scoop him up. I chuck him in the tank. He goes down to the bottom, and he comes back up, dude. He comes up like a rocket as I shut the lid. I'm like, no.
I've had my haps do that too, to where I've actually, it just amazes me how, like, sometimes if something spooks them, or if a fish just kind of has a bad attitude one day, it'll just, like, she's actually heard it to where I wasn't around, and she was like, man, I'm just thankful I was in the other room because she heard something flop, and she's like, what the heck was that noise? She went to walk over, and the fish was just flopping on the floor. I was like, how did he squeeze through a hole to like just this big?
Absolutely.
So it's so bizarre, and so I actually had to buy a whole new plastic piece just to fit it in that one spot, just so that wouldn't happen again, because it actually happened to him after I was like, well, this part is just, it happens, whatever, and thankfully you're here. But then it happened again while she was in the kitchen, and I was in the other room. She's like, you need to cover this hole up.
Have fun and be safe, Mike. Tell Bree to slap you on the ass for me.
He told me something else, and I told him I didn't swing that way.
Oh, no, he was telling you to put your finger in my butt. I like it. And I was telling his wife to smack his ass for me because I know he likes it.
Well, whatever puts a smile on your face, right?
Yeah. I actually met Flatbed.
Where's he from?
He's in North Dakota. I think he's from New York originally, I think. Could be wrong.
Oh, you did mention earlier, I caught a little bit of the stream earlier too, that you said it was about 20 degrees there, or we were actually colder than here than it was up there.
Yeah, he's 22 and we're 19, so I'm 19. You may be colder a little further south. The lake kind of keeps up. But he was driving from New York back home, and he caught a flat on the turnpike. I ended up.
So this is where this channel's come from. I take it.
Yeah,
well, maybe I'm not. Maybe flatbed, or flatbread.
Flatbed Aquatics.
Flatbed. Okay.
Used to be
go ahead.
Cowboy.
Yeah.
He is originally from New York, so he was coming across, going back home to North Dakota, and got a flat on his trailer. I ended up mounting a trailer tire for him and putting it on for him. And I met him in person.
That's cool. I mean, crazy, but life finds a way.
Yeah, he was my second subscriber my second subscriber to my channel that I've met. The first one was Red Laser.
Okay.
That was the first one.
I don't even remember I think some of my family were my first subscribers to friends and family. But I think maybe someone from YouTube, could have been Jesse, really. That's the only thing that comes to mind to me. And that was just because I was following Ben Ochard, so.
Yeah. He was Gord was the first one I met in person. and Mike was the second one.
Okay.
And then I met a few other ones when I was up there at the Canadian Pet Expo last time.
Cord seems like a pretty good dude.
Who was my first channel member? My first channel member was Jesse,
Yeah, me too.
Alien Aquatics. My second channel member was Slim Tim. My
So
third,
that's Resident Alien, right?
Slim Tim? No, Slim Tim is Dirty Tanks.
Okay.
Silver Creek Wildlife was my third. Berto was my fourth. And then I don't remember the rest of them. All right, man, have fun. Mike, be safe.
See ya.
But yeah, you know, I've met a nice group of people on here. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
me
a good time.
Yep.
I think June was my 5th member of my channel.
Jesse's the only member on my channel. I don't promote members a whole lot, so I really don't push the issue as much as what Jesse wants me to.
What do you got for watch hours? I mean, you got to be up there. You've got the 1,000 subscribers.
I'm less than 200 watch hours away from being fully monetized, as far as because I have like over 3,800 watch hours.
Me too. Been there for a couple months now.
It's like, I don't know. I'm not really that worried about it. You know, like I said before, like it'd be nice to have the extra money. I have like some odd $60-something just sitting in there, but you don't get it until you hit the $100 threshold. So it's like, well, if I get it, great. And if not, my whole purpose is to share my insights with my experience and meet some cool people. It's
I
been
was
good
her
so far.
first subscriber. Look at that. Well, I'm glad I was first at something. I was her first subscriber, Mystic Pets. However, look what she so graciously got me.
Oh yeah.
I got my own
That's cool.
stickers. She
That's
got me
one
some
thing I
stickers.
never got around to, and I've been every time I think about it, something else interrupts me, and then something else happens that's more important, and I'm just lazy. I know it's not that expensive to do, but I just haven't done it.
When I was able to have members, I explained the first thing that I said was this channel, and if you're a member, the only thing you're going to be doing is supporting me and my fish room. Set it off the bat. You know, I wouldn't have got my first YouTube paycheck, and I'll say it straight out. One night, Joey was on here. He was tanked and started throwing money at me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And then that was how I got my first one. Now I think I got like $40.
Yeah, I've been sitting at that like $60-something forever now.
You'll get there.
Yeah, maybe someday. Like I said, I'm not real concerned about it.
Man,
If
I
get
can't
it, great.
I can't get over to 720, like 730 hump on subscribers. I'm stuck at 726.
The only thing that I did that I'm not doing anymore is, long story short, is I don't like how the payment comes out of like the banks per se, or however it's set up. But I kind of, in my opinion, whenever things were getting sent to me as a promotional product, kind of like with Higer and stuff, because you probably know about that as well. I was trying to, whenever I was doing this, since they were given to me, I felt like out of, for me helping them, I would kind of put money through YouTube to promote that product to the right places, to where they needed to go. So that's why I spent a little bit of money on the promotional products that I got, that I put money back into that to help them either with subscribers or to go into the right spots. And that's how I kind of gained my 1,000 subscribers a little bit quicker. But since then, I haven't done it because the way they take it out of your bank is just so bizarre. It's really weird. And I don't like it. It's not a good setup program.
I've heard that.
It's really dumb because the way I set up everything, not to get too detailed, is I have X amount of dollars for my bills and X amount of dollars for blah, 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 blah. So when I have this money set in there purposely for a specific reason, and then that money gets taken out of there, then it's just like, well, some of these bills I have set up as automatic payments because I get a discount for them. So like randomly, like a month later, they're like pulling money away from my account because that's the only way you can set it up. I'm just like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do with that? Because next thing you know, my bill's late because you guys don't have any type of email saying, hey, tomorrow we're taking this money out of your account, you know, just letting you know in advance sort of thing. Like every other company does that you pay for your bill or whatever. It's just inconvenient. You know, I was just kind of irritated with the whole setup thing. So I just quit doing that altogether.
You know, that's one of the reasons why I'm going over to Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
June did donate money to me. I appreciate that on my birthday. She definitely does. June, I started a Rumble channel for myself. It's time for me to do things my way. I'm tired of doing them the way they want me to do them on the old YouTube. So now it's time to go over and do that.
gotta do what's best for you. I'd go for it. If you feel like you're doing work and anything in life that's supposed to be fun, it ain't worth it, right?
That's correct. June, there's the link for my channel on Rumble.
I'm still running the YouTube train for a little bit. I'm okay with it for now.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. My first hour of my live stream on Sunday will be on both YouTube and Rumble. However, the second hour will be Rumble only.
StreamYard kind of just they changed the whole thing that they do, and you have to pay money in order to stream to more than one location.
StreamYard,
It's like $50.
they raised their prices. It's terrible.
It is. I'm about to go back to OBS because at least I was able to stream in 4K, whereas StreamYard, I think the highest quality is like HD or something.
It's
Like you
1080p.
Yeah. So I mean, you're not even getting the highest quality that you wanted to get out of it, even if you pay money.
Correct.
And OBS, you can stream in 4K, no problem. It's free. I know Jesse uses Restream. Yeah, that's what he uses, and he said he likes it. So, but OBS, it's not very user friendly. That's the only thing I don't like about it. It has a huge learning curve to it, and it's a lot to take time and learn not the algorithm, but just the setup of it.
Yeah, the thing that I've got to get used to is when I go over to Rumble is I got to change things around. I've got to go in. Like I said, me and Tommy have been doing our podcast on Rumble.
Yep.
I like the way that it works over there.
He got kicked off of YouTube, didn't he?
He didn't get kicked off of YouTube. He kicked himself off of YouTube because they kept flagging him for the paintings he was doing. It's copyright infringement.
That's what I talked to Jesse about on the phone the other day. Because we've gotten a discussion a little bit about this and that, and he brought that up, and I was just like, well, that's kind of bizarre. I mean, if it's his artwork, then what's the deal? I mean, what kind of copyright? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Not a bit. And then you have shadow banning, and they say they don't shadow ban us, but they do. I can't comment on anything of Jesse's.
I can't either. Well, I can comment on his videos, but I still to this day I can't even do anything on his shorts. His videos I can, but not his shorts. So any short that he comes out with, I can't even look at the comments.
Nope.
Which is stupid. It's I think he might be the only one that I can't do anything with, which I don't understand.
Welcome, Shirley.
Hi, Shirley.
Yeah, I just think the way that they're doing things is ridiculous over there.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's not like I did anything to or say anything, because I mean, you know how my channel is. I try to keep it PG, so it's just like that's just how I run things, you know. So it's like, what could I have done to get banned from his channel? You know, it's like I don't get it. Should I uninstall YouTube and reinstall it just like to solve all life problems? I don't know.
I did that. It didn't work.
Yeah, worth a shot.
They're just doing weird things to people, and people are not liking it.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. I mean, everything you look up nowadays, it seems like YouTube just still for me to this day, still, if I need to find a video on how to do something, I just automatically just mindset going to YouTube.
Absolutely.
It's just convenience on my fingertips. It's just too easy.
Just created my Rumble channel a couple of days ago. I'm going to get at it. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to start posting videos on both and go from there. You know,
So
I've had
whenever you were just on Tommy's Rumble, you actually didn't have one then. Is that how that worked for a little bit?
So me and Tommy are, it's hard to explain. I'll have to explain it when we're backstage. That way the whole world doesn't know what's going on.
Fair enough.
But it's a good thing. You know, we've got a live stream that's got over 600 views. And everything that we do over there, when you pay for the Rumble Premium, which is like $9.99, you're
That's cheaper than
automatically monetized. So you start making money on everything you do. It may be, you know, pennies on the dollar, but pennies on the dollar add up.
Yeah, every little bit helps, honestly. If it can help your keeping hobby, then why not?
I think it's like a penny for every 10 views.
Okay. Can you link that to like any of your social platforms? Like if you have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, that sort of thing?
I can stream on multiple platforms. I can put it on YouTube. I can stream it probably to Facebook. I got to go through it a little bit different and see what I can do and what I can add to it. But once I do, it's on. It's on.
Is Rumble fairly new, or is it something that hasn't gotten popular yet, but it's getting better?
It wasn't very popular because everybody thought it was Donald Trump's platform.
Did he make it?
Donald Trump's platform is Truth Social.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people, people hate Donald Trump. I don't care whether you're Republican or Democrat. I don't care. It's your opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. Your political views are yours. But before you go and chastise a website because you think it may belong to a certain, individual or group, we all should do some research first.
I agree.
I'm going to see if I can get Biden to pardon me too, by the way.
You what?
I'm going to see if I can get Biden to pardon me. He's pardoned everybody else, so why not me? Clear me about that, Mr. President.
I don't really get into much politics. I usually stay out of it.
You know what, man? You could lose friends and family over politics.
Yeah, it's just not on my priority list. I try to keep close tabs with my friends and family, and make sure everything's kosher nowadays, because I've had some, just like any friends or family I've had, and I've just grown and learned that just try to keep it simple.
It's a good motto. Keep it simple.
Yep. You would know, right?
I live a very simple life.
It just makes things easier. Anything to make your life easier and simple, no complications, that sort of thing.
I try to keep it that way. The smaller your circle, the less snakes you have in it. It's easier to weed out who knows your information.
Yeah.
And like I've told everybody, I got a few things and a few people in this hobby that I've met that right off the bat that I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for these two individuals. And this is going to sound weird, but the first one is going to be Jesse. Jesse showed me how to live stream. He showed me how to set all this up. So Jesse has donated things to me and sent me stuff in the mail, and you never hear about it. He doesn't expect any, gratification from it or anything. And that's a stand-up dude in my book. And then the other one is when I got in chat rooms, the first person that gravitated to me was Berto, Garcia Aquatics.
Okay.
Dudes helped me get where I got. You know what I mean? And Tommy.
Yeah, I was going to say, Tommy would be on that list too, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
And you met him through YouTube as well, right?
I did. I met him in a chat one night, and there was a bunch of us in there. and the chat ended. We heard the live stream ended. We were backstage, dude. And I mean, we were all just. I mean, we were. It was what guys do when guys get together. You know what I mean? It was that
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And me and him have been kicking it ever since.
Yeah,
That's all-
Jesse,
I talked to
Jesse's
him.
probably, like you said, you know, same thing with me. I got some North Fin from him and stuff too, and he doesn't expect anything in return. He just wants to help people out.
Correct. He told me from the beginning, I will help my friends out. I said, well, you don't have to, buddy. He's like, nope, I'm going to. Like, I didn't get a chance to open the box on like a live.
Uh-huh. Oh, what is that? Oh, I see North Fin. Holy cow, he sent that to you?
Yeah,
Wow. That's really nice of him.
it is. It's got all different. It's got extreme, Northfen. It's just a variety.
Like a mixture, like kind of like what he does with his food. He just puts it all together and mixes it up.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what I'm currently in the process of doing. That's what I was asking about North Fin earlier, because I'm going to get an order in here shortly here whenever we're done. But I'm going to do a mixture just like he does.
I am probably going to stick with what works for me. The mixture that he sent me is awesome, and I greatly appreciate it. My fish love it, but my fish have been mostly on extreme.
Okay.
Like the majority of them have been raised on extreme. My Oscars, however, they like the worst food out there. I mean, plain and simple, Hikari cichlid staple. It is.
I don't know anything about that brand.
It's full of fillers, dude.
Like wheat and starch,
Flour.
corn flour. Yeah.
It's.
That's
I mean,
kind of like what Tetra is too, though. I mean, that's why I'm trying to steer away from it at the moment. And that's why I was telling you earlier that I'm going to be moving my downstairs fish to Extreme Flakes and North Fin pellet. Well, I'm using North Fin pellets for the bigger fry, or the bigger ones, I should say. But yeah, Tetra's the same way. It's like you said with that Hikari, it just has a bunch of crap in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you should look at the first 3 ingredients on like this fish food, and it has nothing to do with anything that you would see in a natural habitat.
like I buy. Here, I'll show you.
That's a good bag.
We won't look at that.
Is that the pallet size?
3 mullet. No, it says not for resale.
Oh,
And flake food.
yeah. Oh, holy cow. That looks like a bag of something else.
It's like 2.5 pounds, almost 3 pounds.
That's insane. You're going to be, well, you know, you don't have to buy fish food for a while.
No, Jesse really helped me out with that fish food, man.
That's really
Between
generous
that-
of him.
Dude, I've said it, man. She wants to know what I feed my saltwater.
After you just sit down.
So I looked around at research, read reviews, read a whole bunch of stuff about what people feed their saltwater. So Omega-1,
Omega-1? Huh. You don't hear about that company too often.
those are marine mini pellets. They are, those are small, like 1 millimeter.
Yeah, I feed some of my bigger fries, some of those 1 millimeter.
And
Plain
marine
and simple. Yeah,
So
nothing complicated.
I read the reviews on them, and these were actually probably the best ones.
I haven't had luck with Omega-1, but I have not a whole lot of experience, to be fair, though, as well, because I've gotten a couple of different Omega-1 stuff for my African cichlids, and they just don't like it. So that's why I stick with North Fin and Extreme Flakes, because they seem to go nuts for those, especially
for it?
Extreme Flakes. So
First 3 ingredients: salmon, whole herring, shrimp,
Dude, that's the stuff that you have to look for, not like the first thing is cornstarch or wheat or whatever.
And
And
then
then
you get
they say like fish meal. I'm like, well, what the heck is this?
garlic, spirulina, dried kelp, whole herring oil, pea protein, wheat gluten, and then wheat flour. It does have some filler in it, but not the first three ingredients.
If I'm not mistaken, though, you need some of those fillers because I think some of those are like binding agents to keep the everything all together. So
Correct.
that's kind of like you can't get away from that stuff.
I think wheat flour is better than corn flour.
Mm-hmm. That's what I heard too.
Man, this one's got a hell of a lot more shit in it. Oh, it's got cyanocobalamin in it. Oh shit.
What's that?
Generic ass B12.
Oh, yeah.
It is a byproduct of crude oil. So if you're taking a vitamin with cyanocobalamin in it,
That
get
can't
away
be
from it. You're going to feel better. I promise you.
Mhm.
Me and Tommy had this discussion. Tommy's the one that brought it up to me. I'm like, what? He's like, read it, research it. So I read it up. Methylcobalamin is good. Cyano is bad. I'm like, you got to be kidding. And I'm reading it like,
You're looking through your fish food like son of a.
forget my fish food. I'm looking through my personal vitamins.
Uh-huh.
Like what I take
That's
every
it.
day. Yeah, I'm like, you got to be kidding. I haven't tried these little guys on like sinking pellets yet, and I don't think I will for a little while until they get a little bigger. It's all about the babies, the ones you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't tried them yet. Some of these guys are smaller. I have one batch that I only have 4 left on it. I'm actually going to keep those. They are extremely dark.
Which ones were those again?
They're from the same batch or the same
Okay.
batch. They're just really, really dark. Like they are. I mean, when I say they're green, they are fucking green. Like that's a green sub.
Yeah.
It's darker than that.
It's really bizarre with some of the genetics that come out of fish because I've even had a couple fish here and there, even like the dragon bloods, like they literally came from the female dragon blood that I had, and it was like there was like 4 or 5 albinos, and then there was 2 that was like, what the heck are these things? You know, it's just weird the way it just randomly pops out stuff like that.
I have I've got a tank full of hybrids. There's some kind of hap and a sapphire cichlid mix.
Yeah.
Dude, I have fry from their offspring. So I'm wondering what they're going to look like when they're colored up. I lost one of like 40. And my wife's like, what are you going to do with those? I said, I'm keeping those.
Yeah,
She's
that's
like,
my kind of dude.
I'm like, I have their parents.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make sure that I can keep that line going because they're beautiful fish, dude. This fish is like neon blue, and it's got like the brightest orange fin across the top of it. They're stunning. They're not aggressive. They have the hap face. They're a little longer than an OB peacock, but
Okay.
they're like the same size as a standard peacock.
Yeah, I think it's really neat to be able to have fry and grow them out just because of the fact that this is just my prediction and from what I've heard from people, but this is just my personal opinion that I feel like when you grow fish out together when they're babies, that you have better luck with them getting along in the future as opposed to buying them from this store and that store and this guy and that guy and putting them all in together.
You know, I watched a really good video on this the other night. These fish have been together forever. I don't know why they've turned on each other, and then all of a sudden the whole tank's dead. And you got one fish standing. It happened to me. That red tiger moto killed an entire tank of fish. I had
What was the time frame? Within a day?
within
It's
a week.
probably like a week. Yeah.
Within a week. I had, dude.
Did you
if
know it
go
was
back-
him in the beginning of it?
Huh?
Did you know that it was him when it first started happening?
No, not a clue. And I've had this happen twice.
Okay.
Where I have my natural blue Acara at used to be my African cichlid tank. I had a fully stocked Mbuna tank. I think there was probably 65 or 70 Mbunas in that tank. I introduced, oh, dude, no aggression at all. They got along, they bred. I mean, it was
Yeah.
awesome. They had places to hide. It was fine.
Yep.
I got a couple of jewel cichlids and I put them in there. 3 of the jewels died, so I left the 1 jewel alone in there. Well, for a while, the jewel was in with my polar parrots, and I didn't have to worry about them breeding because she was eating them all. Literally, if they would have fries free swimming, it was a snack
Yeah.
for her. Between that and the BA tetras I have, I never had to worry about population control. It was under control.
Yep.
So I put the jewel back in the African cichlid tank. She killed every one of them.
Oh my goodness.
Every single one of them. They were
Unfortunate.
dropping like flies. Dude, I thought there was something wrong with the tank. I tested the water. I sent the water to a friend of mine that's a freaking biologist.
Yeah.
He's like, there's absolutely nothing in that water.
Hmm.
He's like, you got to have something killing them. So I have security cameras down here. I set it on top of a stool and I aimed it at the tank and I said, I'll check you periodically throughout the day and I'll be damned if I didn't watch her Devo all of these fish. She was running, dude. I had a stunning fish. It was just ramming it into the glass.
Hmm.
I come home, he was floating.
That's so bizarre. But that's the beauty of having cichlids, though, is they can kind of snap at any time. Have
And
a
then
bad attitude at some point.
Mystic Pets had a jewel kill an Oscar. I'm like, you killed an Oscar.
Yeah, that's insane for something to be like twice or 3 times the size.
Funny thing about Oscars. So I have the hell are they? I've got Siamese algae eaters in here. I got 3 of them. I did have 4. They come down, actually had 5. I come down here and my big Oscar is swimming around with the tail of one of them hanging out of its mouth.
Jeez.
I'm like, well, you must have pissed him off because he usually doesn't mess with fish. You know what I mean? He doesn't care.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It must have pissed him off and his big ass caught him. I'm like, you earned it, man. It's yours. I'm not taking it from you. Congratulations.
Yeah, I've made that mistake before too. When I buy fish that for some reason didn't work out, and I thought it would, and they were smaller than I thought it was. Put them in the tank with bigger fish, and was like, "Well, that didn't work."
So I have questions about these females. Are the haps in one tank and you have the Mbunas in the other one? Is that how you got them?
Peacocks are in one, and the haps are in another, with 1 male each.
Okay.
And the
So-
40 breeders.
No offense to yours or anything you do. They're going to be quarantined in my tanks before I go up there with mine.
Yep. I would
Female-
do that anyways, just for the trip.
Absolutely. The females are going to go into my 90 once they're done. I have all kinds of males in there. So we're going to see what happens. I have a lot more females in there than male, let me tell you.
Yeah, I think like the ratio, as long as you have like 4 or 5 females per male, and if you have the tank space, that should be fine.
And the haps may actually end up going in with my my hybrids.
I'm a little disappointed in getting rid of the halves because I really like those, but
Why are you getting
I just don't have the space for anything anymore. If they keep breeding, I'm gonna run out of room.
fair enough?
So it's all right though. Most of the halves are relatively cheap when I first got them when I was growing them out, but I've gotten a couple of them that I replaced because 1 or 2 died here and there within this whole 1.5 to 2 years. But the last one I got, it was more recently, it was Electric Blue Ali, and I think I spent like 40, 45, $50 maybe. I can't remember. But I've only had it for maybe 6 months. Like, well,
I think the most expensive fish in my fish room. Those. Where's the other one? That one right there and that one. It's my Spenai, $90 a piece.
yeah, that sounds about right.
I paid retail for them.
Are they both female?
No idea.
Okay.
I'm not even looking to breed them. I got them because I wanted them. I had 5 of them. I had them in a fully cycled tank. They were going through it was a fully cycled quarantine tank. And I have a tank known as the death tank. Anything that goes in that tank dies.
Yeah.
I put them in there. They did great for about 2 weeks. All 5 died at once. They were gone in one day.
No wonder you call it the death tank.
Yep. Lost an entire shit. I had it was 10 neons and 10 rummy nose tetras. They were only like about that big. They
Mhm.
were about an inch. In there. Lost every one of them.
Man.
Had Corridoras in there. Lost every one of them.
Wow.
My last hurrah was with 2 clown plecos.
Killed them too, huh?
Done.
Brutal, man. Even with plecos, you think they better kind of hold their own, you know?
I got plecos in every tank.
Hmm.
Dude, I've got there's a bristle nose in here somewhere. I see him every once in a blue moon. He's standard, little bristle nose. He's that long.
Okay.
He's 6 inches.
That's good size for them. I mean, that's full grown. So
And he hides in here. I don't know how I can't see him. I don't know where he hides at.
my last bristle nose, I really like the albino bristle nose just because it's a personal preference for color and look. But man, I can't get them to last any longer than a year and a half. They keep dying after about a year.
Found him. He's right here next to this rock. It's a good looking fish.
Yeah, it's usually where they end up, under a rock somewhere. But man, I lost my bristle nose recently, and I don't even know. I think it just got eaten up because I have yo-yos in there and Corys, and there's an algae eater in there too. But I feel like that might have been the case too because he can get kind of aggressive. His Siamese algae eater or whatever. But
I have. So my wife went to, I think it was either Petco or PetSmart. I told her, I'm like, hey, I wanted a standard common pleco. They didn't have a common pleco, so she got me a sailfin. I chucked it in my goldfish pond. Okay, this was 3 months ago. He was maybe 2 inches long.
damn.
I'm like, this motherfucker is outgrew my tank. Holy shit. So he's got it forever, home. He's not going anywhere. I mean, I have an algae problem in that tank, but I don't have an algae problem.
Mm-hmm.
The tank is a 300-gallon stock tank.
Okay, that's
Jose wanted to know. Jose wanted to know what it was. 300-gallon Rubbermaid stock tank. I mean, he's a monster. I have 2, what are they? Snowball plecos. I'm waiting for them to breed. They don't breed.
yeah. My tank's kind of went at halt with it too. So with the haps, the peacocks kept breeding and they're still doing pretty well. But the haps, they just, even if I rearrange the tank or something, they just quit breeding for a little bit.
I've got a green long fin something or other pleco. It's in my my 55 with all my tetras. That's a hodgepodge tank. Jesus Christ. So there is one German blue ram. There is one expensive tetra that cost me $40.
Wow, that's crazy.
It was a whole fleet of them. That's the only one I got left, so he's my $40 tetra. There's rummy nose, Corys, albino and green Corys, which are basically the same.
Yeah.
There's a monster yo-yo loach. There's a bristle nose pleco in there. Pretty sure there's a male betta in there. I mean, it's just a hodgepodge.
That's a hodgepodge for sure.
And for a while, there was an Oranda goldfish in there. I found out that Curtis is what I named him. I found out Curtis was actually a female.
Hmm.
And he was
Found
egg
out.
bound. She was egg bound.
Yeah, it's crazy the plecos the way they breed too.
I probably got 40 albino bristlenose plecos right now.
Do you really?
Yeah. I have somebody that wants to buy every one of them.
Every single one of them.
Every one of
Well, can I request one of them?
them. Let me see what's in there.
If
I
not,
gotta see
it's
what
fine.
size they are. They're about that big.
Okay,
They're tiny right now.
we're talking like an inch.
Not even.
Oh, it may not survive.
Well, I don't think it survived the trip.
Okay, fair enough.
Hold on, let me look.
Rather not risk it.
Let me see. If I can catch it, I'll get you one. I got one in there, it's decent size.
Okay,
He's about like that.
okay. Well, don't feel too obligated if it's going to be.
Shouldn't be
You know,
that hard to get.
Well, I appreciate it.
It's an albino, so
That's well, I like those.
oh, I got both of them from George. I've had a male and a female, and the male was tiny, man. I mean, he was like that when I chucked him in with the female, and I mean, they've just been having at it.
Lucky
I'm
them.
I'm like, yeah, I must not be married. Wedding cake is the only thing I know that causes instant abstinence.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. But yeah, I'll be there about noon.
Sounds savvy. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to bagging fish again. It's going to be interesting.
You know what, man? If worst comes to worst, put them in a bucket. I tell me I've got Home Depot buckets. I don't think I have to bring a heater.
Buckets. They're but I don't think they're going to be big enough. They might be.
Dude, I brought home 11 convicts in a 5-gallon bucket. I was like, ooh.
But how long was your trip?
From George's to my house, 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean that's nothing. I mean, I think I'd rather bag them because it'd be easier. Just because I mean I know that we're going to be obviously in vehicles and it's cold outside, but it's just the fact that at least I can put it like in an insulated, container. So at
I
least
was gonna say I'm bringing a cooler.
okay.
And
You
I
may
got
not need it because I mean you can still bring it if you want, but I have like a box. I have like several insulated boxes.
okay.
And I've got them from various stores, so you should be settled with the box that they're in, and I'll just let you have the box.
Well, thank you for giving me your box.
It's a nice box.
I like a nice box. Hey, do you still got all those yellowtail ACIs?
Oh no, about a few months ago, 3-4 months ago, I put a video for it. It happened like middle of the summertime. That's why I got rid of my heaters because I had a heater malfunction, killed most of them.
I'm going to
It
get
was
a
very
one.
unfortunate. Those things were beautiful. I have like 4 or 5 of them left, maybe more than that, maybe 10 with the yellow labs. But yeah. What did you say about George?
I said George has some. I'll probably get some from him here in the near future.
Yeah,
Dude,
I got
your
mine, and I'll probably end up keeping mine, but we'll see. I
Your
really want to. They are. I really like. I wanted a species only, or I guess I take that back. I would love to do an Abuna tank full of ACI yellowtail and yellow lab. That would be a neat, just because of the obvious reasons of color. I think it'd be cool.
I am looking to do. I'm going to do one more tank. I really shouldn't because dude, I'm running. I'm seriously running out of fucking room.
That's where I'm at. That's why I'm downsizing in a long form. You know, it's going to take a while, but
So if I get this 120, I have to move my saltwater setup. So I have to find a tote that I can put all of that water in because no, I'm
yeah,
not doing it again.
Yep.
So I've got to find something that I can put 55 gallons of water in. Well, not even 50. I mean, I can leave that much in the bottom of the tank. I've got to move that tank. I've got to move the tank that's on the bottom of it, which is full of convicts. So if you know anybody who wants some convicts, I got you. So I'm going to move the convict tank. They're both 55s. I've got to move that entire stand. I'm either going to move it. I'm going to move it all the way down to the corner. The 120 is going to end up next to it. And then I've got a 75 right here that's going to go on the bottom where the 40 gallon is. So, I mean, that opens up that space. But I still have these 6 20-gallon talls on a stand over here that I've got nowhere to put.
you got a lot of projects before you become mid-January.
Yeah,
You going to be able to get it all done before then?
no. It'll probably be there when I get done, and I'm going to have to be careful on what I do once that's over with. Because
Right.
for like 6 or 8 months, I can't put full weight on this leg.
Right. That's
Like, when I go-
understandable. I wouldn't risk it.
When I go back to work, I am on light duty until further notice. Like the last time when I went back, I was on light duty.
Yeah.
And I ended up hurting myself the first week I went back to work.
Yeah.
And
I'm
ended up-
taking the this time.
I ripped the glute off the bone.
Is this the same one or is this?
It's the other hip.
Wow.
I was born with 2 bad hips. They were both deformed as I got older. They're birth defects. It is what it is, man. As I got older, my feet went from this to I developed hip dysplasia.
I think my wife's sister, I think she had somewhat of that. I think she already had surgery or she has something like that. And that's why she has trouble walking too, or I guess moving quickly, I guess per se.
What I would say is mine progressed. They told me when I had issues with it when I was 15. I had to go in and get shots in my hip directly
Wow.
into the. It sucked. Let me tell you.
That's not a fun time. I can only imagine.
No. So they did that. I was fine. They told me before you're 40, you're going to have a double hip replacement. I'm like, yeah, me being cocky and arrogant. Yeah, we'll see about that.
Right.
Damn it, 42 years old, I had my hip replaced. Actually, 41. I turned 42 with my hip being replaced. I'm like, well, son of a bitch. Now I'm going to be 43 and have both hips replaced.
Crazy.
If they would have caught all right, so this is where it goes down to piss poor healthcare. They could have caught, if they would have, fixed this when I was a kid. Basically,
Yeah.
he basically would have had to go in, he would have had to grind the edge off of my hip bone, and I would have never had an issue. I would have had normal function.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we're just going to go ahead and send him on down the road. We'll
Yeah,
worry about it
what
later.
happened.
The next doctor problem,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was also born with a broken neck.
No crap. Really?
Yes. I don't have any neck problems, knock on wood.
Let's hope it stays that way because it seems like you've been having some unfortunate events in your lifetime.
Yeah, not bad for 43. I'm half dead.
And I'll tell you what, though, if I live to be, a little bit past my retirement age, and if I make it that long, I'm pretty happy. And I can get my daughter to drive out, graduate high school, and go to where she needs to go. I can call that a success.
I've got to work until lunchtime the day of my funeral.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Well, I hope everything goes smoothly. I don't know if You probably don't feel much of anything because they probably put you under for the initial surgery. I'm taking it, so I would assume the recoup and all that sort of thing is what's going to be the most painful.
So when I went to the hospital, when the surgery center, when they did my left hip, I got a nerve blocker, and then I got this shit called Versed.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I understand why people are drug addicts, because if you felt that, what I felt, you would. I've never felt that in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is instant. Just nothing hurts. Nothing. I mean, you can't feel a damn thing. It's like, wow.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yeah, and then they took me in there. We're in the operating room, you know. I actually met a guy there, was talking to him about fish. He keeps predator fish, only predator fish.
Huh.
So me and him are shooting the shit, which made the prep time go by pretty quick. And they're talking to me, and we're laughing. He's like, all right, we're going to put a mask on. It's time to go. And he's like, count back from 10. And the next thing I know, I woke up. I didn't make it to 9. I was
Yeah, it
done.
happened pretty quick.
The surgery was 7 in the morning. I walked out of there at 11 a.m. and went home.
That's not bad.
I had a walker, but I walked out of there.
Yeah, that's quicker than I anticipated.
Yeah, I got home, and honestly, 3 days after the surgery, I wasn't on any drugs.
That's awesome.
The pain that I had before the surgery was terrible.
Excruciating?
Excruciating. Dude, 10 hours a day, bone on bone. I would come home, I'd take a shower.
Grinding.
Dude, going full blast. At that time, I was the technician. It was me and the owner of the shop. So he was running around. I was working on 95% of the cars at the shop.
You were doing some significant damage to your body.
Yeah, absolutely. I would come home, I'd take a shower, and I had to make sure wherever I sat at was where I wanted to be for a while, and I was going to be comfortable. So my place of choice was my recliner.
Yeah.
And I would sit down, and I couldn't get up for 4 or 5 hours. I would sit there sometimes till almost midnight before I could get up.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
when you know it's time. You're like, this needs to happen. This needs to get done.
I looked at my wife and I said, I can't take this no more. I'm like,
Yeah.
literally, I'm gonna freaking cut my leg off. You know what I mean? Just to get rid of it. And they did the surgery, and I'm in the recovery room. And he comes in, as I'm awake, and he's talking to me. He's like, "Yeah, good thing you did this." He's like, "You waited any longer, your hip would have broken."
Yeah, then that would have been, you probably wouldn't have been able to walk again, right? That had happened?
It would have made the hip surgery. I would have had to wait for the hip to recover, like heal,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then they do the hip surgery. It made the recovery time worse. So this one isn't hurting as bad, but my range of mobility is gone.
Okay.
So now you'll see when I walk tomorrow. You'll realize it. You'll see I waddle like a fucking duck.
Yeah, because that's how my wife's sister was too.
So I'm like, I'm not gonna wait that long on this one because the left leg, that's how it started, is I lost range of mobility. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll be fine. You know what I mean? Just suck it up, buttercup. You got to go to work. And then all of a sudden it started going to where it would snap every time I lifted my leg, like it would pop. I'm like, all right, I'm all right. I'm all right. Just deal with it. You know, I'm eating handfuls of ibuprofen a day. I'm like, no, this ain't working. So
Then you
now
get to thinking, like, I've been through this before, you know?
Yeah. This one is doing the same shit. I'm not eating ibuprofen yet, but it's
But
doing
you
the
know it's coming.
same- I know it's coming. I'm like, yeah, this is getting done January. Done.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's my left leg.
Uh-huh.
Up here. That's as high as I can get my right. You can't even see it.
Nope.
There it is.
Barely. Yeah.
And it snaps as soon as I put it down.
Yeah. That's not good.
My goal is to ride a bicycle. Everybody's like, oh, why do you want to ride a bicycle? You want a bicycle? It's going to be funny. No, I used to ride a bike all the time.
I did as a kid, all the way up until when I was probably in middle school, close to high school, and then went from there.
I did it as an adult. I used to get on the toll path, dude, ride it to Akron and back.
Okay.
I rode to Akron and back on the toll path on a BMX bike. My
That's
ass
awesome.
hurt. My ass hurt. Let me tell you.
Yeah, because you don't got like you don't got like any type of gear switches or anything like that. That's just straight pedaling.
And then I did it on my my 48 Schwinn.
Okay.
Which is single gear pedal back.
That's nuts.
Yeah. And then the last time
That'll be your or what do they call it? Your when you go into the doctor's recoup. I can't think of the word.
So when I was in the rehabilitation, I had to go to a place up here by me.
Oh, therapy, physical therapy.
Rehabilitation therapy. I am
Yep.
on. They're like, well, you want to walk on the treadmill or you want to try the exercise bike? I'm like,
What's the bike?
I'm gonna jump on the bike. She's like, you sure? I'm like, you have no idea. I got on the exercise bike, dude, and I was like, oh, I miss this. I'm a big dude, man. I mean, me on a bike is weird. Not even gonna lie, I'm a big dude, and it's a good time. Like I'm over in the corner by myself, so nobody can see me, dude, and I don't even care. I had tears rolling down my face.
Hey, feel like a new man, right? You know, whenever you can do that, it's nice
Something
to.
I've been able to do it. At that point, it was like 5 years. I wasn't able to do it, and then I rode my bike one time this summer, and I wasn't able to do it again.
Yeah.
Because the other hip started hurting. I'm
Here we
like,
go
well,
again, but at least you're getting it a lot more advanced than the last time. So from
absolutely.
experience. So
Oh, well, man, I am at the 3 hour mark. I think I'm going to end this.
yeah, I think I need to do the same thing. Get prepared for tomorrow. Get some practice in.
Me as well. I got a filter over here that doesn't seem to want to work.
Well, I appreciate you inviting me on here. It's been a while. It's been too long.
It has. You know, one of these days I'm going to have to get some other guests up here so I can, get back to my interview thing.
Well, we'll have to throw you on my channel one of these days then. How about that?
Absolutely. Let me know.
Will do. We will we'll meet tomorrow at noon and go from there. It's just exciting. We're finally get to meet face to face.
Absolutely. I said that to a few other people. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get to meet this guy that I've talked to for a while. Well, how long have you known him? I don't know, about a year?
Yeah, about a year, maybe more.
Maybe more. So, yeah, it's finally nice to meet you.
Yep. I'll just shoot you a message when I'm on my way tomorrow, but I should only I'm only like 20 minutes away from the place. So
I think I'm like an hour away.
yeah. So sounds savvy, my friend.
Absolutely. Well, everybody, thank you for being here. You guys have a great night.
Good night.
I'll be going your way.